Colorado. Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is Chris Uncle E. Ernst. What a pleasure to have you here, and I'm alongside a longtime staple of the X Games, Miss Jen Hudak, and down below, DC in the mix, getting the information that we can't get. How the heck are you today, Jen?
Couldn't be better, Uncle E.
Yeah, we got beautiful, beautiful conditions out here. The course is all dialed in. We had some episodes with weather earlier in the week. What are you thinking of this course?
Oh my gosh, well, it looks pristine today. We've had so much snow earlier in the week and the sun is shining. The course is running fast, and I think these women have an opportunity to put down some insane runs, and it's going to be an amazing contest.
The 8 ladies, compact field. Who are some of your favorites?
I'm really liking the look of Maggie Voisin. She is, of course, the 2018 gold medalist at this event, so she's defending her gold medal, and she was hard at work this summer. She learned a double cork 1260, and she's landed some in training, so I think we're going to see that out of her today, and has a great shot at another gold.
Okay, now let's talk about the triple threat. Silver last night in pipe, Kelly Sildaru.
Kelly Sildaru, this girl is beyond talented, 16 years young. She won both ski slopestyle events at X Games that she has competed in. She, of course, missed last year due to injury, but doesn't seem to be missing a beat, so I know she's hungry for it, and she's going to be doing everything she can.
Yeah, keep in mind she's 16. She's doing all 3 events as well. There's your start list on the left. Talk about number 4 from Switzerland.
Number 4, Sarah Hoefflin. She's our 2018 Olympic gold medalist, and she didn't compete. She didn't put any of her doubles into her run last year, but she has them in the bank. So I think we're going to see some big stuff out of her today.
Yep, going to get in the steering wheel, so to speak, and drive this thing all the way home. So it's going to be a fine competition, and let's get ourselves right to the start. This young lady who we're going to kick things off with is 16 years of age, shows up at her first X Games in Norway at the Big Air event and wins a gold. 2 years later, here she is. Oh, I might also mention she won a silver at the Olympics last year as well. So,
no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Her name is Mathilde Gremaud from Switzerland. This is her first run of 3, and let's run you through the course right now. We start off with some rails. She slides it on down, and then into the next one, which is the SoFi. Take it, Jen.
Looking pretty smooth so far, getting a little bit caught up there, but nice blind, 270 off. So far, so good through this rail section. And Mathilde does shine. Ooh, nice tail grab on that 270 off there, and coming into the jumps where she really does shine. 720, landing clean. Coming into this second jump, right side, 900, landing it just over the knuckle, needs to get a little bit more speed. Ooh, beautiful, lands so clean, held that grab throughout. Really, really good run from Mathilde starting out.
Yeah, nice. We'll switch 7 on the bottom. Talked to her a couple nights ago, and she said as long as it doesn't snow, the speed is perfect, it flows great, and taking a look back at the rail section up top.
There's a look at that first rail. Came off a little bit early. The judges want to see you slide all the way to the end like she did there. And really nice to be able to get a grab off of a rail. You don't have a lot of time in the air there, so it was really nicely done. Here's a look at the left side, 720. Grabbing tail for a second, not quite holding on to it as long as we would like to see, but pretty solid. And there is a look at that switch 720 on the bottom, really getting a good hold on that mute grab that time, tweaking it out for the judges, and landed super clean.
And speaking of the judges, Mike Atkinson, our head judge, is with a crew of 5, and they get a look at that replay as well to see how the grabs are. Are they grabs? Are they touches? Are they holding it throughout? Where's the composure? Where's the control? We'll be a little repetitive here on our commentary because you have to have repetition to breed repetition here, and that's how it goes. All right, competition format. Break it down for us, Jen.
Well, we have 8 women in the showdown today. They're each going to get 3 runs, and the best score of those 3 counts. And the judging criteria is on a 100-point scale on overall impression. They're taking into account how well you're doing your tricks, how big you're going, what kind of style you have, and the technical difficulty that you bring to it.
All right, she's good to go. Tess Ledeux from La Plagne, France, where a lot of legends come from, like multi-time X Games gold medalist Kevin Roland. As a matter of fact, she is related, a cousin to Kevin. Tess Ledeux with a silver in Aspen in Norway back in 2017, so she'll take a breath, as will we. What goes through the mind in the start up there, Jen? You've been up there a bunch.
Just about to say, it looks like she's taken a minute to compose herself, maybe visualize her run one last time. Really nice on that first feature. She's opting for the box on that first feature, so not quite as difficult as some of the other rails, but then taking it into the rainbow rail, which is one of the more technical features in this course. Nice 450 out, looking over that left shoulder, setting up for the jumps. nice switch bio. 900 there, and coming into the second jump, she's got the bio 720. Ouch. Not enough speed on that second jump, and landing on what we refer to as the knuckle there, but she seems to be feeling fine, which is always a relief. That hurt my knees just watching.
Yeah, from experience, that does not feel good.
No, that does not.
Yeah,
but
good to have youth on your side at 17.
young.
Yeah, she's resilient.
So much human growth hormone still pumping through those veins.
Here it is right here, just short, and then,
Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
But she's fine, somehow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep, teeth
She'll
are
look
still
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Teeth are still intact, you know, no
Yeah.
cavities released.
And she's still smiling.
Yeah. Took a second
good
at the
stuff.
due to her back in December, so she'll live to ski another run. Remember, best of 3 here. Back up to the top to Giulia Tanno. She rooms, actually, with our first competitor, Mathilde Gremaud, and they feed off each other, both from Lenzerheide, Switzerland, and she's all of 20 years young. And welcome back, by the way, after a left humerus, which is an arm bone, fracture last season.
Yeah, she missed this event last year, got injured on this course, so I think it's always a testament to an athlete's resilience to show up here and take to the course again and bring all you've got.
Oh, has that happened to you
Nice
before?
270 on. Oh, never, never. Pretty clean through the rails so far, not the most technical that we have seen. Here is the right side 900, again, coming up a little bit short. Over the left shoulder this time.
You can see the trouble with the speed there.
Yeah, I don't know if the sometimes when the sun comes up and things start to warm up on course, it can slow down. So I don't know if we're seeing that happen now. Maybe the speed has changed from when they finished warming up to the competition run. So here is a look at that switch over the left shoulder, not getting the grab, and then again, she just knows she's coming up short on that switch 9, so she just kind of opens up early and prepares for impact.
I felt so slow, yeah.
Yeah, so per chance she's going to switch that run up, because switch, you're not getting as much speed as you are straight on. So what does she learn? Keep that in mind. We'll get back to her. Gremaud is the only one who's finished a run thus far. So we head back up to the top to one of our highlighted athletes. Took an X Games gold medal Big Air in her first season, and she's our eldest competitor. Got to mention, she applied for med school 5 times. Sarah Hoefflin here from Switzerland. She said, I'm done with med school. I'm going to go skiing. And here she is.
Nice on that first box feature. Nice little switch up there. 270 off. Coming in switch, disaster 270 to that bottom down part of that rail. Quite a commitment there.
Nice.
Solid backside 270 off the bottom rail into the jump section. Right side 540 starting things off. Looks like her speed is good so far. We'll see if she can keep this up. Switch 720 there.
Switch again in
In
the money
booter. We got the switch right side 1080.
She whipped that around at the tail end, didn't she?
Bit of a double wobble on that. She's nearly getting it to double cork. Well, I'm not sure in the judges' eyes if they're going to count that as a double cork 1080. But super solid. Certainly one of the better runs we've seen so far today.
Yeah, up on the rails here. You see her rotating around. Watch the head. Spots the landing on that 270 off. Boom.
Really nice. I mean, to compare to Mathilde, who was getting a grab on that rail, just cleaning up the style, I think, is only thing I would have to say. Really good on the grab there on her 540, spotting her landing. But again, I mean, I think speed might be a factor today for sure.
All right, score in 90, breaking the bar into the 90s, so 15 ahead of Gremaud, so setting the standard there. Nice job. She seemed a little surprised.
She'll take it.
Good for Hoefflin. All right, up next, Isabelle Atkins, not only a professional skier, but a student in college. Let's learn a little more.
Yeah.
Looking at Isabelle Atkin. Isabelle's out Park City, Utah, her second X Games.
She's locking onto her grabs on the jumps. Overall, I think that's going to be a good score.
I'm Izzy Atkin. I'm a freestyle skier, and I'm 20 years old. So I go to school at Colorado College, which is in Colorado Springs. My professors are all incredibly supportive and appreciate the fact that I pursue skiing at a high level, and they understand that sometimes that takes precedence over my studies. So I feel like working on schoolwork definitely is able to sharpen my focus onto one task, and I definitely feel like that works in skiing as well. It's been able to help me get into the zone and stay focused on what I'm doing and not allow any outside thoughts in.
All right, the studious one. Interesting fact here. She lives in the U.S. Her father is British, so she's skiing for Great Britain. We'll get into more of that in just a bit. She also trains with the Great Britain team. She prefers the coach there. So here she goes right now in her first run. Sunlight out, and rail sections will start things off.
Coming off early on that box, so not the best start to the run, but we'll see what she can do with the rest of this course. Switch 270 disaster. Again, coming off early. She didn't quite make the full 270 rotation, so she didn't land super solid on that rail, but cleaning it up in the bottom. And now she moves into the jumps. Really nice. This is where she shines, that right side 900, getting her tail grab. And there is the switch left side 720. That is her unnatural direction. And here into the money booter, the switch right. Yeah, again, speed.
Yeah, speed.
we're gonna need some of the grease on the bottom of those skis to speed things up.
Yeah, it's just so impressive to see all the switch skiing by these ladies. It's just really pushing the progression of sports. But up top, as you mentioned, the rails just coming off early. The judges are hypercritical of all of that. And then switch, good distance there.
Good distance on decent distance. I think she would probably have been a little more comfortable with a little more speed. Reaching down for the mute grab on that, not quite getting a hold of it, but a decent start.
Yeah, it took a silver last year here at the X Games, and Isabelle Atkin logs at 58.33, so from the rails to landing a little bit sideways on the bottom jump, she's gonna tighten that package up. We set our sights back up at the top of the hill. How about this? 5 medals in 5 X Games, the double threat here. We'll see her in Big Air later on. Johanne Killi is on course representing Norway, a gold in slopestyle in 2017. Rails, well, it looks like something happened. Oh, Sophie, there she is. Welcome.
Making us hold our breath. Nice 450 off of that bottom rail. Coming into the jump section now over the left shoulder. Switch left side, 540. Getting the Japan grab. Her speed looked a little bit better here. Nice cork 900. Now coming in, switch over the right shoulder into the money booter. Nice. Landed pretty solid. That was one of the better runs that we have seen so far. And Johanna is a little bit heavier than some of the other competitors in this field, which may have helped her carry a bit more speed through the course.
Yeah, good point. Here's the Jeep box up top.
Oh, that was really nice. I think we missed that in our first view of things here. So switch into this, backside 270 off.
Oh, here's, well, slow down a bit. She shifted way on over there. So, okay, so clean rail section there. That should get her into the, I'm guessing, in the
second? Are you giving her
second? Yeah, I'm giving her in the, she's in the 80s. Johanne Killi, again, 5 medals, so Big Air. She's taken a second place a couple of times. Won a slopestyle, as we said, in 2017. And the crowd anticipating the score. Again, judges, they have the, yeah, there we go, mid-80s, 84, second place.
Solid.
Killi. It's like we've done this before. Okay, 2 remain. Excited for these final 2. Coming up next, took a silver last night in the super pipe. She's doing the Big Air as well, but right now all her sights are set on this Jeep slopestyle course. Kelly Sildaru from Estonia, 16 years young. We've got a bio card here with so much information that we're gonna spread it out over 3 runs. Right now, let's just watch run number 1 from Sildaru.
It's insane. I can't even keep up with her rails. Like, this girl just spins so much on everything, and it blows my mind.
And smoothness too. It's
so
like magnets.
Smooth.
Magnets.
So smooth.
Oh.
Nice 450 off. That was so well done. So much technicality.
Did the jumps. Where she shines.
Right side 900. Her speed looks totally fine. Capping the tail grab. Here is the switch left side 1080, and that's her unnatural direction. And here we go into her switch right side 1080. Almost came up a little short, but landed super clean. So that's going to be a good, solid score for Kelly.
Yeah, that's going to contest Hoefflin for sure. The rails were magnetic, meaning that she took off clean, greased them, and then nail the landings straight forward. Here's a look at the SoFi zone.
There's the lip side 270 on to that down rail, super technical, and then a 270 off. And here's a look at those jumps. Look how high up on her skis she's able to grab that mute grab. Just whipping it around, no problem.
So 5 X Games competitions, 6 medals, boom, new leader. No surprise there. Kelly Sildaru, 94. Just
huge score.
Yeah, her first run in when she was 13 was a 93, and she did that happy little dance. I'll never forget that. So the 16-year-old is killing it right now on her way to another medal. Okay, so we will look at this young lady after we get another peek at how it went down last year. Miss Maggie Voisin, take it away. So no U.S. woman has ever won a gold out here, so Maggie has a great chance at it. She's a strong contender, good on the rails and good in the jumps. Oh,
900!
Styly, too.
That was rad.
And there it is. There's the gold, the precious hardware. Congratulations to Maggie Voisin. Well, that was then. This is now. Voisin just saw what Sildaru put down, and that is one of the higher scores we've seen in women's slopestyle history. So Maggie's going to see what she can do. We know she's got that double cork, and I'm afraid she's going to have to bust that thing out.
She may need to. Really nice 360 switch up there on the box. Coming in, switch to this bottom section. 270 out. 270 onto the down rail that we saw Kelly do that as well, but added a 270 out. And there is a 450 out of that bottom feature and now into the jumps.
Yeah, similar features on the rails. Let's see the jumps.
Yep. Right side 900 to start things out. And then the switch left side 900 coming into the money booter. And there is the double cork 1260. Hold on to it. And she does it.
Double cork 1260 by Voisin. We forecasted it. She knew she had to do it. Woo, take a deep breath.
Pressure was on for sure, and she rose to the occasion. Let's take a look. So here is that right side 900, also very similar to the one Kelly does. Maggie missed her grab a little bit there, so there will be a slight deduction, but here's a look at that double cork 1260, the only woman to ever do this, and she landed it on her first run.
Yeah.
Her first try.
Well, so, you know, she had to come out of the gate swinging to just say, hey, Sildaru, I'm
here.
I'm here. So the double cork, impressive as it was, there was a little washout, a hand touch down there, so it can be as great in the air as you've ever seen, but if that landing isn't clean, it's not going to count for, say, 100 points on that particular exact. And there you go, score 79. Clean that up, and that could be. And up top, the first rail was not as clean as it could be.
You're totally right, and that's just, you know, I think there's so many nerves when you know that you're going in to do a massive trick you've never done before.
Yeah, so Sildaru is on her way to another medal of 3 events. We will see what happens when we return. One run done. More coming up. Well, so far, we've seen the course. Now let's break it down. I'll start with the rails.
Yeah, the Jeep rail section up top, and then into the SoFi section, which kind of has 2 parts to it, a top and a bottom, super technical, and then finishing off with the Monster Jam.
Yeah, all sorts of options there. Then 3 jumps, progressively getting more grande as we go down the course. 65 foot to the sweet spot, 75 foot on number 2. Money booter, check it out. Shwing, as you saw the double cork by our lovely Miss Hoefflin, is about 85 feet to the sweet spot. So that's the animation. Here's the real time. Welcome back to the X Games 2019 in Aspen, Jeep Ski Slopestyle. This is the women's ski slopestyle final. I'm Uncle Lee alongside Miss Jen Hudak. We have DC down below, and we're going back to the top of the order right now. Again, our leader is Miss Kelly Sildaru, and everybody else is chasing, include the Swiss rider Mathilde Gremaud. Up top. So what are they talking about up there? You've had a coach up there before. What goes on?
Absolutely. I think it depends on who you are and where you're at. You know, one thing I do know about Mathilde is that she also has a double cork in her bag of tricks. And when you see someone come out swinging like Maggie Voisin, I'm sure it makes you think, what do I need to do to stay in the mix here?
Well, on the rails, we've seen a lot of 450s off. There's a 270 off, so more rotations, more spins is going to give you a bigger reward, as in the jumps as well.
Left side 7 on that first jump there, and here is the right side bio 900. Speed is looking much better this run. And into the money booter. Switch left 720, tweaking out the mute grab. That was a really solid run. I think there may have been a little bit of an issue on the rails up top, but overall, pretty good. She's still sitting with a score of 75, which is comfortable, but definitely not what she's gunning for tonight.
Yeah, I think that's in the same range as her previous score. We'll take a peek at her jumps coming off. I think this is the 900.
Yeah, reaching back for that tail grab. I just love watching their vision, how they can see where their feet are gonna hit back on the ground and land. It blows my mind.
There is
that mute grab. So solid on that switch 7 at the bottom.
That switch 7 was the winning run by JF Cousin in the first Big Air at the X Games in Crested Butte in '99. Can you believe that? Now women are doing it like it ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing, yeah. Been following the X Games for a while. The first one was in 1997. Here we are in Aspen in 2019. Ladies, men, ski and snowboard, and it's a great affair on day number 2. Let's get going with Miss Tess Ledeux from La Plan, France, a silver in 2017 in both Aspen and Norway. 110 pounds, so she's got a little weight differential here, and she's only 17 years of age, so watch out. Here comes Tess, currently in the 7th position.
Nice switch up on that box to a 270 out. Nice 270 out there, and coming in switch to that rainbow rail, almost getting bucked off, but holding on to it. Onto the final rail, 450 out, so she lands switch to set up for the jumps.
Remember, landed this one, speed was an issue.
Looks a little bit better there.
Landed another knuckle on this
9.
one.
Yep. And there is the right side bio 720. No speed checks.
Oh!
Dang, losing both of her shoes on that dub 12. She looks to be okay, holding her head, her helmet.
Wondering where it went south. She had
a little frustrated.
Yeah, had the distance.
That was committed. Yeah. She did. She had the speed.
Yeah. So you breathe. No speed check.
No speed checks.
Well, I believe didn't she go switch into the second jump last time? I thought she did. Or was that Giulia? That was Giulia. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There she almost gets bucked off and just fighting with everything she's got to hold on to that rail. That was pretty impressive save.
Great camera shot here on the Monster Jam.
And I believe that one was a 450 out.
Yep. Yeah, so that 450 is 1 1/4 rotation. You can't get 1 1/2 because you're going sideways across the rail. So if these numbers are confusing to you, we'll give you some education. There's the mute grab. And here comes the fall. What do you think happened on the landing gear?
Man, she went pretty massive on this. Comes around and just,
oh,
I mean,
God, just
that heel just released immediately upon impact.
Yeah, and they're supposed to come off. If you're a skier, you know you have a hard fall. Those things are, they're going to save your ankles, your knees, and your legs. Yeah. Yeah,
that was huge, though, and really, really good. So if she can hold on to that in run number 2, it's definitely going to put her in contention here.
Yeah, a knuckle on the second, and then a crash on the second run. So here we go, Giulia Tanno. She had herself a little issue on her first run. Giulia Tanno, 4th at the slopestyle in 2017. We will also see her in Big Air, where she has earned a silver and a bronze before. So doing double duty out here. Into the Jeep zone, the box now.
And she's going to have to look to her third run.
The side of that box.
So much pressure when you don't get your first 2 runs done for run number 3.
Yeah, like we saw last night with David Wise and Superpipe, man. That guy, he puts his training to the test.
He does. He's well versed in giving everyone panic attacks.
Yeah. All right, Giulia Tanno, she used this one as a training run right now, get her jumps dialed in, find the right speed. So she's going to stick with this. Here's where she had a problem before. She had the right speed this time. Go, 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 go. Oh.
Still coming up slightly short. But good on her to use it as a training run and try to figure out the speed so she can really dial things in for run number 3.
Yeah, more of a big air specialist, really. And we'll see her later on in the evening in Big Air.
Here's a look where things went wrong. She just kind of slipped off that box. And tipped her right over. Jumps are always, in some ways, more impressive because we see how far they travel through the air, but oftentimes where things go wrong are in those rail sections. It's just so technically difficult, and those rails are slick. They're like a sheet of ice. So.
Yeah, as Mike Douglas said, put your shoes in Crisco and slide down the slide at your local park.
Yeah.
See if you can handle it. All right. Sarah Hoefflin, she was the first lady to crack into the 90s, and now she's got her work cut out for her. She's got to clean up, she's got to be clean on the rails, slide them all the way throughout, no bobbles. Start now.
I saw her at breakfast this morning, and she was saying she was feeling a little nervous about having to do all of her tricks today. So I'm wondering if we will see another double out of her in the jump section down below.
Yeah, she's got it. She's got to do it.
So far, so good through the rails. Really nice backside 270 off there.
All right, dialing in the speed. There's a
right side 540, getting the high mute crab on that first jump. And there is the switch left 720. Oh, come on! She landed that perfectly. What
That's
the
so
heck?
frustrating.
That is super frustrating. And sometimes even if you just get like the littlest bit of snow or ice in that binding when you clip in, it can throw things off.
Yeah, so you know, it's third run. They're going to take a very close look at the click in.
And there's a look at that 270 off. Landing super clean.
Yep.
And this is where things go a little south. I mean, she landed totally fine. That's unfortunate. Technical error there.
Yeah, that's the nature of the competition. So she has one more run to try to climb to the top. She stands in second, looking good there. So Hoefflin out. It's all about Kelly Sildaru right now. We'll see what happens when we return to the rest of run number 2. Stick with us. Welcome back into the ski slopestyle on the Jeep course. It's all about the women throwing it down. We're halfway through the competition. 1, 2, 3 runs is what each lady gets. And right now we'll have a peek back at our current leader, Kelly Sildaru, who's on a mission this X Games. Jen, she's been nothing but on fire all week long so far. Look at this.
So solid out of Kelly. Clean through the jumps, the most technical rails that we've seen out of any of these women. She does not have a double in her run, so I know there are some other women coming out swinging.
Yeah, right now in the lead with a 94.33, and you have a look at the leaders right there. So Kelly and Sarah, Johanne Killi, a lot of talent there, and everyone else is chasing. Again, we're just in the midst of our second run here at the Jeep Slopestyle course. And absolutely what we call a Chamber of Commerce type of day. The Aspen area has received over 14 feet of snow since October, and it's magical, magical here indeed. All right, back to the top we go. X Games silver medal in 2018, that was last year, out of Park City, Utah. Isabelle Atkin, she's currently in 6th place, had a good run. She made it through, but she had some problems on the rails and some issues on the landings on her jumps. Let's see what she's learned from that.
Switch into a nice switch up there. Clean through the first feature. Just a straight slide, coming off switch. Switch into that next rail, and here we go into the monster zone. Nice 270 off, and into the jumps where she shines.
What do you got?
Right side 900, getting the tail grab. Speed is looking good. Here is the switch left 720. Landing clean so far. Oh, and a switch right 10. Landed super clean that time. I definitely will see an improvement in that score. Whether or not it's gonna be a contender, hard to say. I mean, these women are on fire. Yeah, well, personally, you can see when she landed this time, straight backwards, give a little fist pump because she was sideways on that 1080 last time. Yep. And there was the switch up. She didn't fully get around on that switch up, so she didn't land with her skis totally sideways on the bottom part of that rail. So again, judges are looking for perfection out of these women. The standard is so high. And here is that mute grab, really solid, spinning around the rest of that rotation. Yeah, she's stoked on that one. So that's going to increase her score. Don't know if it's going to jump into the podium zone there, but personally, I know she's fired up on that one. Again, best 2 runs of 3. This is the finals. Absolutely perfect day for showcasing your skills. So what's happening right now is the judges are looking as to where to position it based on where the rest of the field is. It could be a 3rd place run, so they're definitely gonna take their time making this decision. Yep. Ooh, and it's close. Yeah, 4th place, 81.66. She has 1 more to improve upon. Maybe a little more amplitude. We'll see what happens here. Yeah. Okay, here's a look right now before Johanne Killi gets going. Canada, gold, check it out, 5-2 down the line in the history of the sport. Rails up top, ooh, sliding all over the place for Killi. Nice switch up there.
A little early on that one. Switch on.
270 out. Cruising through here, 270 onto that down rail. Again, just didn't look like she was super confident on the rail section. Nice 450 out on the bottom one though. Really starting to pick up the energy. Switch 540, getting the Japan grab. Speed is looking good. There is the left side, ouch. Left side 720.
Looked like she had
going down.
Right amount of speed, and again, we see you come up just a little bit short, and you see it coming. And you just say, okay, I hope I can hold on to this one. Well, a gold in the slopestyle Norway in 2017, a 5th in the Olympics. And here's a peek at the fall one more time. You see it, you're like,
yeah,
oh gosh,
she
right there.
Back for that grab and was like, uh-oh. I think that was intending to be a 9, and she realized she was coming up short, so she just opened up and prepared for impact. It seems to be in one piece, collecting parts of her equipment.
Yeah, she's sidestepping up towards the knoll of the final jump there. So for Killi, she's going to stay in that 3rd place spot right now. Clean it up, see what she's learned, and roll back for run number 3. Okay, current leader out of the first run, 94.33. How about this stat? She podiumed at the 26 AFP sanctioned slopestyle events between 2013 and 2016 in which she competed, and she won 24 of those 26 events.
I can't even fathom what that would be like.
Yeah, all before, right around the age of 16. I mean, this is something we have not seen in the sport of free skating. It's remarkable to see.
Really nice 270 on, 360 switch up to 270 off on that box. And here is the 270 on, 270 out on that down rail. Coming in switch to the bottom, backside 450 out. So much technicality through those rails. And here is the right side cork 900, getting the tail grab. Really liking the axis she's spinning on there. And here is the switch left side 1080. And so smooth. And here is the right side switch 1080. Not quite enough speed, opened up a little early and released the grab a bit early. But man, so much consistency with Kelly too, which I think is really astounding to be her age and to show up and so consistently perform at this level.
Yeah, she has the looks like Yoon Olsen. Yoon Olsen went through the courses so many times and looked effortless. And his landings were so, on the guy's side of things, but I'm seeing a comparison. He was just so smooth that you're like, it doesn't look like he's even trying. Yeah, like her landings. Watch the landings here. It's just magnetic. She's in the air. She gets the reach and far back tail grab there. So showing the extension, showing her commitment. And then watch, boom, you know, a little bend in the knees and gets ready for the next one. And this is the only variation. The only thing that was a little different and just not as much as far down the hill, but still a great landing. I don't think it's going to put her higher than she is. Well, there I go. I'm not a judge.
I think she did do a switch left 10 that time, and I think last time it may have been a switch left 7.
That was it.
So technicality has gone up a bit, but
I'm going to reach with Nicole, our researcher. I think that's our highest score. Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that. But hey, before we get going to our Maggie Voisin, we've got ourselves a little profile on this young lady. Check it out.
That was rad. I thought she took off so slow and smooth. I thought it was going to be a 5, and then she just whipped.
So Maddie Bowman and I, we both had an awesome year. We both won X Games, and we just wanted to do something new and get out of our comfort zone. So we decided to go to Pemberton, British Columbia, and ski some backcountry with Tatum Minode. Obviously, it's way different than contest skiing, and it's just free. It's you in the mountains, and I've done a lot of touring back home, especially with my dad, but it was my first time ever snowmobile backcountry skiing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a lot more backcountry skiing. My goal is every season to do one big trip a year and kind of make an edit out of it, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, keep in mind, it's not all about competition. You learn to ski at having fun, then you're like, hey, I'm good at this. I can win some competitions. Then you're like, hey, let's go out in the backcountry and enjoy the true essence of it. Okay, Maggie Voisin, she has the double. We saw it down on the bottom. This has to be flawless up top, match exactly what was just done by Miss Sildaru, and keep it clean throughout.
Nice 360 switch up there. Back 270 off. Here's the 270 on, coming in forward to this bottom rail feature. And there is the 450 out. So now she's gonna have to lay it all on the line. There is the right side 900, reaching back, getting that tail grab. And here is the switch left 900, setting up for the double cork 1260.
Does she have it? Enough? Oh, clean that up. Yes, much cleaner.
Much cleaner run for Maggie. That is certainly going to put her on the podium right now. I don't know that it's going to beat that 96.66. She just doesn't have the technicality on the rails that we're seeing from Kelly.
Well, that's her best rail right there, the 450 off.
The 450 out, and Kelly actually, they do the same thing on that rail.
Let's compare the jumps then.
And then the jumps, the first jump for them is actually very similar. They both do a cork right side 900 and intend to do a tail grab. Kelly held that tail grab the whole time. Maggie didn't quite get it. She misses the grab again here on that switch left 900. And then coming into this double cork 1260, it is one of the more technical doubles. She gets the safety grab, kind of more like a boot grab there, and landed so clean that run. So definitely a podium run, probably not knocking Sildaru off that top spot.
Yeah, I would agree. Great analysis. It's the grabs, it's the details, as our good friend Mike Douglas always said. It's in the details, and the judges watched that back as well, and it does not improve upon her first score. So little things, game of inches. She's going to see if she can tighten that up, get those grabs in, and that's Maggie Voisin still in the second spot. Our story is all about Kelly Sildaru. From the top, we said it, she's a triple threat, one in pipe. She's going for another gold medal here. We'll see what happens when we come back with run number 3. G'day, y'all. Welcome back into the Jeep Slopestyle course. We are gearing up for the third run of 3 here at the Women's Ski Slopestyle Finals. Jen Hudak-Ongli alongside DC down below, staying nice and warm on this beautiful day. This Jeep course has had some challenges for some of the competitors. Here's our top 3 right now. Do a little recap as to see where we are. Jen, here we go.
We've got Maggie Voisin in that 3rd place spot. She's throwing a double cork 1260 at the bottom, but needs to add a little more technicality and get her grabs. We got Sarah Hoefflin in 2nd. Really nice through the rail sections. She also has double corks on the jumps, so she's in the hunt. And here we go. Our leader, Kelly Sildaru, sitting in 1st place with a score of 96.66. Absolutely insane, but this girl is skiing with a level of perfection I haven't seen very often.
Again, at 16, so we're still looking to see, unofficially, that's the highest score in women's slopestyle. We'll get confirmation of that, but she's a storyline in herself. We have a bio card that reads, it fills up the entire bio card. Yeah, it gets dizzying reading it, so do remember that name, Kelly Sildaru. She's come up with a 3rd run here. Back to the start we go. 8 ladies. See if the results list can change at all. We started off with Mathilde Gremaud, the 18-year-old out of Switzerland. As a rookie, it came into Norway at 16 years of age and took a gold in the Big Air. So knows what's going on. She missed 2018 with injuries, so she couldn't defend the Big Air title, but this is slopestyle now. Here she goes. She's currently in 6th.
Opted for a switch up on that. Oh, shoot.
Risk reward.
Oh, so frustrating for her. She really was taking up the technicality on the rails. That was looking so good, and just a simple little mistake, but rails really can cost you your entire run. Frustrating day for Mathilde, so she's gonna have to look to her next contest, Big Air, later tonight.
Yeah, she's so young. She won at 17, she won a silver medal at the Olympics. So, she's poised for greatness, and then she's just gonna say, hello, big 360. Yep. So.
Oh man.
That is frustrating when
it's such a frustrating day when it goes wrong right off the start. So here's a look at this. Super technical, opting for one of the more difficult rail combinations, a switch up on that, right at that little kink, and then going for the 270 off. And she lands it, and then just, I don't know. It looks like her, snow snake, her skis clanked together and just took her out.
Yeah, she'll stay down there with her highest score is her 1st run for the 75, so she'll stay in 6th as we roll on back to the top. Tess Ledeux, another 17-year-old from La Plan, France. This gal's got some skill. When she was 8, she was here to watch Kevin Roland win his gold medal in the pipe back many moons ago. Related to Kevin, their parents are brother and sister. And listen to the coach saying, focus, take a deep breath. Final run for Tess Ledeux as she is in that 7th place spot, has yet to land a full run.
Coming in switch to the box feature here. Nice switch up.
Again.
Oh, shoot. The 270 getting her too. Oh, man. What a bummer. And it's so tough. She crashed on that dub 12 in her 2nd run. And when you know you're planning on doing a massive trick that's right on the edge of your ability, it's so hard to maintain focus and keep composure through the rest of your run leading up to it. So I suspect that her mind may have been elsewhere and not quite on those rails.
Yeah, so for Tess Ledeux, this will wrap up her competition. She'll stay.
Oh, I love it.
Bingo.
Going for the dub 12 at the end, just showing us what she can do, showing us what's to come tonight in women's Big Air finals. So we can look to her to impress us all.
All right, so up top you see right out of the gates,
Oh, she just
Dang.
gets that left ski just hooked up on that box. When you're spinning at so quickly, you really have to bring all of your body parts together as one unit, and she just got a little hooked up there. Now here's a look at that dub 12. Really great takeoff, getting the mute grab the whole way through, landing better. Her skis stay on her feet that time. It'll be fun to watch her later tonight.
And that score will be a trash can, and that's about that for Tess Ledeux.
Go inside. Stay warm. Some call that a nice winter day. We'll have to agree to disagree. This is X Games weather.
And back up to the start we go for Giulia Tanno out of Switzerland. She has not had any success in her 2 runs either, so the regroup, the refocus, this is where you become a pro athlete and see if you can put it all on the table.
Just gotta let it flow. 270 on, nice switch up there. Switch off the box. Keeping it pretty mellow on that second rail feature. 270 on. Again, she saw some of her competitors get caught up there, so she just wants to make it down to the jumps. Nice 270 off of that final rail feature. Here is the right side 900. A little bit of a hand drag there, but staying up. There is the switch left. Ah, shoot.
Man.
900 and knuckling again. Just doesn't have the speed out there today that she needs. That's too bad. And again, we'll be looking to Big Air, assuming she is all good to go. Here's a look at that 270 off of the monster feature.
Yeah, look clean up top. Well, until the landing.
Yeah, little difficulty on that landing there. Here's a look at her right side 9. Not quite getting the grab, but landing okay. Her speed was pretty good there, a little bit of a hand drag. And then here is where she just came up a bit short. She sees it there. She knows she's hitting that knuckle. Oof, well behind that blue line.
Yeah.
She's on her feet, seems to be okay. I'm sure she's bummed.
Yeah, so she'll do no better than 8th place. But up next, Sarah Hoefflin, she did not make it into med school after 5 attempts, but did make the finals here at X Games. So let's listen into her on this athlete profile. Sarah.
I didn't get into medical school. I failed. It's something that I worked towards my whole teenage years, and I was so focused, and I still didn't get into medical school. There are too many applicants, and I think I just always ended up in the wrong pile. So I ended up doing neuroscience at Cardiff University. And actually it was when I was at university that I discovered freestyle skiing and decided to do ski season when I finished uni. It was just an outlet for me that I knew that there was something that I was good at that maybe not everyone else was. And I think that's what made me want to just keep pushing. And I never stopped.
Well, it's not like she failed at med school. She just didn't get accepted, right? So then she goes into neuroscience. So what do you think she learned in neuroscience? Like focusing of the brain? There's her brother also, by the way. He's a great dude. Hung out with him last night. So you learned a little something from neuroscience?
Absolutely. Neuroplasticity, your ability to learn new things and change and evolve. And she knows that at 28 years old, she can still get it done. Not the cleanest we've seen off that rail section for her. 270 off there. Again, just getting a little bit caught up. It's so hard when you get off on one little feature. It's so hard to get back in the groove. So it's going to look like no better than 2nd place for Sarah today.
Yeah, in that 90 position, and she needed to be clean, lean, and mean on those rails, and now it's just a showboat time on these jumps, making it through healthy and safe.
Switch left 540 there. And whee! I can't help but say wee when I see someone do a 360 over an 80-foot jump. It's just so floaty. You're in the air for so long, it's like slow motion.
Yeah, so for the neuroscience master, this is where the focus had to be a little more complete.
Yeah, going for that 270 off. Just didn't quite get her feet on the bottom part of that box long enough to complete that rotation, that 270 out, and then just kind of threw her off for the rest of her run.
We should also mention she is your your Olympic gold medalist. So what a year she had last year. Big Air gold medal, and then Olympic gold medal. I mean, what a year.
And even though she's one of the older competitors, she hasn't actually been competing for all that long. So I just think we're going to still see a lot more out of Sarah Hoefflin over the next few years.
Yeah, good soul also. She's staying where we are, and she's just approachable, kind, and wise.
And has the greatest accent.
Yeah, it is. It's magnetic. All right, Maggie Voisin is coming up. She can contend with this young lady, Kelly Sildaru. She's in the lead. It's hers to win. Welcome back into our Jeep Slopestyle course. Beautiful, beautiful picturesque day as we've been talking about. The competition is just about wrapped up, and here's the standings so far. Story's Kelly Sildaru with a 96.66. Hoefflin just finished her run. She will stay no better than second. Maggie Voisin is in that bronze medal position. She is yet to come. This has been, remarkable to see Sildaru do what she has done so far, Jen.
It's unbelievable what she's done so far. The thing is, her technicality through the rails is absolutely unmatched, and then on the jumps she's super solid, spinning both ways. You can't tell which way she's more comfortable spinning, and she gets all of her grabs.
Yes, and thanks to our fantastic research department headed by Vince and Nicole, our expert ski research. We asked a question, they got it to us. She is tied with the highest score ever held by Kaya Tursky back in 2011 with a 96.66. So she may just break that, but that's yet to come. This is Isabelle Atkin, who earned a silver here last year. She's got to be as on point as ever.
Clean through the rails so far. Switch 270 onto that down rail. Nice 270 off, reaching down for the Japan grab, trying to infuse a little style. And here is the right side 900 tail grab. Coming in switch to this second jump. The switch left 720 and setting up for the money booter. Here is the switch right 1080.
Gets it around.
Squeaks it around, held onto the grab a little bit longer. Maybe a slight improvement on the score, but not, I don't think we're creeping into podium position here. Now we're gonna take a look at these jumps. Here is a look at that switch, left side 720, a little late on the grab, but she does get the safety grab in. And then here she is, the switch right 1080 down below, holds on to that mute grab a little longer, and then just comes around super clean, like no impact on that landing.
Yeah, Isabelle Atkin, best run, 81.66. And we'll see what the judges say on this. People have asked for years when I come home, they're like, how do they get so good? Where do they train? There's places like there's Woodward. There's also the Utah Olympic Park. You get to jump into a pool off these killer jumps. They redid it a couple years ago to change the angles for the free skiers.
That's right.
And it's so awesome to be able to jump into a pool and not worry about your landing and learn it. I know you've spent time there.
I have indeed.
Yeah.
It still hurts if you land wrong.
Yes, I lost my wind.
Water is not all that forgiving.
Yeah, they got a little bubbler so you don't land flat on the water, because flat water does not feel good. Okay, so 83.33, slight improvement. There you go.
Still staying in 5th place, but definitely a little improvement on her score.
Yeah, good, beautiful smile there. Isabelle Atkin from Park City, Utah, originally from Maine. All right, Johanne Killi. Again, 5 medals in 5 X Games. We'll see her in Big Air as well. A gold in Norway in slopestyle back in 2017. She too will have to be as clean. We just jinxed her.
Oh,
Totally just jinxed her.
Uncle E.
Man, sorry. I'm sorry.
She's coming for you later.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, again, just getting caught up. You know, the box, while it's a wider platform, the plastic that's in between the rails on those boxes is so slippery, and she just came off a little bit early, got chucked. Just having fun on the jumps down here. Nice 360 for the crowd.
All right, well, that secures Sarah Hoefflin for at least a medal.
Here is a look. So she sets up for that switch up and then lands a little bit off center on the bottom part of that box and just can't quite hang on to it. Unfortunate for Johanna.
Yes, we will see a lot more of her for the Norwegian. Great to have her out and about. And I will tell you this right now, we have 2 competitors remaining. The order can change, but all 3, Sildaru, Hoefflin, and Voisin, they'll have medals. But hey, before Kelly Sildaru steps up for her 3rd and final run, let's hear more about her career as a young skier. Ourselves a new leader, yes we do, a 93 for the 13. You'll remember the name.
I'm Kelly Sildaru, I'm 16 years old and I'm a freestyle skier. I started skiing quite young, and I think I still don't know at which age I understood that I could be a professional skier, but like just at some point it happened. Mostly I travel with my family, so like my brother and with my dad who's also my coach. So he has been coaching me from the very beginning, so I love when he's around, and I think it's good to travel with your family because like it's better than just having a team. So if you have a problem, then you can always talk to them.
All right, I said it before, 3 years ago when she won the gold. Remember the name. I remember when I saw Michaela Schifrin race when she was 14. She is now the dominant force in ski racing. I remember Sarah Burke when I saw her at the US Open years back. There's just names, you just see it, you just know it, you know? And she is one of those. And she's, yeah, and she's on a march right now like I've not seen in a long, long time. So Kelly Sildaru trying to improve upon a 96.66. Okay, it's gonna be clean. I gotta say this, we back up, sorry. So 2010, Kaya Tursky was 2010, she got a 96.66. So if she cleans this one up and nails everything she's looking for, gets a higher score, she will break that record. Boom, I love that noise.
Well, the rails were certainly flawless, so we'll see what she has for us on the jumps. That right side cork 900, getting the tail grab the whole way through. Here is the switch, left side 1080, holding the mute grab. Again, the entire rotation. And here we go. Last trick, and she does the switch right, 1080, lands it so clean. I mean, that was a better run.
Okay, we're nearing perfection. Like,
I don't even know what to say.
So the monster rail, was that ding on purpose?
I don't think it was on purpose, but I really enjoyed it. It felt like a lunch bell.
That was so the landing, the 3rd landing was better than the 3rd landing on her 2nd run.
Yeah,
okay?
and here's a look at this. I don't know where
the noise came from.
The ding came. Yeah. Maybe it was her pole hitting.
Yeah.
But that was so perfect, that 450 out. I think her body position coming off that rail was a little better than her 2nd run. She holds on, caps the tail. That's what we say when she gets the very, very tip of the tail. Tip of the tail?
Yep, tip tail.
And here's a look at that left side switch 1080. And she holds the mute grab at the top of the ski the entire rotation and then mirrors it. Switch right side 1080, like so good. She went a little faster that run, speed speed was better, grabs were better. I mean.
Okay, I'm going 98, if not higher. Okay, clap, clap,
99!
Yes.
I'm clapping with you,
I'm clapping right here.
We're clapping in the booth. Kelly.
There's Coach and
bow
Dad.
down.
I've got tears. I've got tears.
Even she is stunned. But that, I mean, listen, the skiers aren't known for throwing out the scores of 100. A 99 in skiing is basically like saying,
yeah,
that is the best we could expect out of anyone.
Yes, so there had to have been 100 in there. So they're in the judges, so they throw out the high and low. Someone gave her 100. I want to see who gave her. Yeah, someone had to have given her 100. So
epic.
Wow. Holy shnikes.
Well, you know what? In some ways, there's no pressure on Maggie right now. She can just go do the best run she can possibly do, and what more can you ask for? Solid 360 switch up there. Coming out switch. Oh, not gonna happen.
You just take this whole one. I need to cry.
Oh, do you need a tissue, Uncle Lee?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, we'll see what Maggie has for us down below, if she opts to take this as a training run or she's just saving it for tonight.
Yes!
Yes! 360 mute grab to the spread eagle.
That's what I did when I was nervous.
That is
That's
like
my
a
favorite one.
trick. I love it.
I love that jump.
And super impressive from Maggie.
Yes.
Dang, huge rodeo 540. Oh my gosh, I think she went a little bigger than she was anticipating there. But all I can say is this was insane to watch, and it's going to be so fun to watch them take to the Big Air course later tonight.
Oh, boy, howdy. Sildaru, Hoefflin, Voisin, your top three right there. That will not improve upon, so that is a great moment in time. Get in there and give her a gold medal, would ya? Yeah.
So cool.
It's the hugs.
I'm super happy for Maggie, though, too. I mean, to land a dub 12 in contest for the first time that you're competing it and get yourself third place.
Yeah, and your X Games Aspen 2019 X Games gold medalist Kelly Sildaru from Estonia. DC, get in there, brother.
Kelly Sildaru, congratulations. Back-to-back gold medals in slopestyle in 16 and 17. You had to miss last year due to a knee injury. What does this mean to you to come back this year and have the gold around your neck again?
I mean, I had yesterday, super successful day, like got silver in halfpipe. I was super stoked about that, and now gold here. I'm just super stoked.
Well, congratulations with that 99 on the third run, the highest ski slopestyle score ever at X Games. Way to break some records out here. What are your thoughts heading into tonight's Big Air competition?
I'll just go and enjoy and do my best.
Well, congratulations. Best of luck tonight in Big Air. One more time, your gold medalist, Kelly Sildaru.
Poised for absolute greatness. Two events done, one more to go. Bronze for Voisin out of the USA, silver for Hoefflin out of Switzerland, and Sildaru with a near perfect score, the highest we've seen in slopestyle history, a 99. I'm just speechless. What a fantastic competition. So excited. Do remember that name. Jen, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Such a good show. So excited to see more out of these women.
Yeah, here is the name to always keep in mind, Kelly Sildaru. Don't forget, coming up next, the Snowbiker Cross Finals when we come back. Great stuff here on day 2 of the X Games Aspen 2019.
today. And one thing you'll notice is, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but I'm going to just guess we have a better jump setup than there was in Norway. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the best big air jump all year. Best landing, best takeoff. Speed's always good. I mean, it's like, there's a little gap in the not all the way up. So what that means is if you're standing by here on site at Buttermilk Mountain and you can hear our voices, that means you're close enough where you just need to take a few more steps.
Greetings, salutations, welcome and bienvenue and aloha if you're watching over in Hawaii. It's time for the real cost men's ski big air, day number 2. Absolutely Chamber of Commerce, picture perfect day out here. Hello everyone, greetings and salutations. My name is Chris, Uncle E. Ernst, alongside the legend Tom Wallish. We got DC down below, Jen Hudak up top, full coverage, left, right, center, and back. Little ones are not in school today because they're here to watch a little big air action, and it promises to be an all-out, what we call a throwdown showdown. So the progression has been insane. We saw something in practice, Tom, that we've never seen before by Fabian Busch, and we happen to have a little video of it. Run us through what this is.
Something insane. I was at the bottom of practice for this, and I was losing my mind. Quadruple cork, 1980, a never been done in the history of skiing happening here at X Games.
You could call that the miracle on snow, because in 1980, the U.S. hockey team took the victory there. It's just a miracle on snow. Backstage, who do we got?
Oscar Wester here. We got Christian Newmandahl. Tons of talented guys in the elimination round today, and it's just going to be a throwdown to see who can make it into that final round.
Okay, here's how it works. 8 skiers, 25-minute jam session, 2 best scores count. 50 is going to be the highest. You get 2 50s, you get 100. Can they throw the same jump?
They cannot throw the same jump twice. So think about this. They got to spin one to the left and one to the right. So to show those different tricks, they're going to have to do 2 different tricks, add those scores up, 1 left, 1 right. So a little bit of a game and a little bit of strategy, and it's going to be kind of a tough one to figure out what you do first, what you follow it up with, how you play the game.
Okay, see down below, already qualified, Woodsy, Oystein Bråten, Henrik Harlow. Ironically, those are the 3 same guys in slopestyle that sat there, and they need to relax. They don't have to risk themselves and keep the physicality under control.
Yep, they're already pre-qualified straight through to finals because they're the medalists from last year. So take a look at the start list. We got a ton of talent. Alex Hall out of the U.S., up-and-comer, been winning a lot lately, one to watch out for. Of course, Bobby and Bosch with that quad cork. Will we see it today in eliminations? I don't know.
Yeah, Christian Newmandahl from Norway throwing a switch 1800, and we're ready to get things going. I'm going to get my stopwatch going. You folks at home do the same. 25 minutes, and we'll see how it gets going. Park City, Utah. I know you have a big thing for this guy. Not a big thing, but you're saying big dude. 6'4", 180, not afraid to throw it around. We're underway. Clock is started. Here we go. Alex Hall, send it!
Coming in with the switch, double cork 1440. Now what's so unique about Alex is his grabs and his rotations. So on that one, he's doing a switch, double cork 14, and reaching over for a seatbelt Japan and tail grab combo. So only guy in the field, maybe the only guy in the world doing this trick with this grab. Watch, reaching across, seatbelt Japan with the opposite tail grab, holding it, perfect landing. Wow, great jump right off the bat, 39.
Yeah, 39 to start off out of a 50 there, so we are underway with just over 24 minutes left. The triple threat, Gus Kenworthy, man, he was in slope qualifiers, he was in pipe last night, he's banged up, but it's Gus. Let's see what he has on jump number 1.
Starting it off, oh, getting a bit lost in the air there. Double cork, 1440, missing the tail grab. So with the judging and with the competition, the level that it is, you got to be getting the grabs perfectly, landing all these jumps perfectly to make it in. You can see kind of misses the tail grab off the start, has to reach back for it again, and he's going to need to clean that one up.
Yeah, well, he separated his AC joint in his shoulder about a week ago, so you know he's feeling that. We go to the Sweden land, Stockholm kid, Oscar Wester, his first competition when he was 6 years of age, big idol, Yoon Olsen.
Yeah, this guy's got a lot of different tricks. And slopestyle, he just looked a bit tired, couldn't put quite all of his jumps down. So I think, you know, maybe he just got to drink a Red Bull, get fired up, and come out here.
All right, not afraid to spin to win.
Oh, and a big double cork 1440 there, and that is the same trick we saw Gus do, but you can see he held the grab, he got the grab a little bit longer, so definitely going to be an improvement on that score. Reaching back, gets a tail grab, not quite at the very end of the tail, so a little bit more on the toxic, we say, on the inside of the ski, but still, good landing, holds that ski the whole time, so
31. Yeah, you're right. Into the grabs right there. You can tell the difference between mittens and gloves. He was just grabbing with his finger there, so showing good composure, control.
Good dexterity there in the fingers.
Already qualified for slopestyle in #1 position. Now he's in the big air. We call him ABM, Alex Bermochon, out of cold Quebec City. He's going to be the first competitor to come in switcherooski.
Yeah, coming in switch right, so his unnatural direction going switch right side, double cork 1440 with the opposite tail grab, and a different strategy. A lot of the guys have been going for their natural spinning direction first, so when you have to spin one to the left, one trick to the left, one trick to the right, a little strategy comes into play. Look at him locking in that tail grab, coming around, switch, double cork 1440 to the right, and he's stomping that one clean. We'll see if he can do a left one to follow that one up.
37, second place right now. We bring in DC down at the bottom. You got perspective for us, brother?
Yeah, guys, just saying I caught up with ABM at breakfast this morning. We're staying at the same hotel. And he's feeling good, or he said he was feeling good, but he's right here. ABM, how you doing?
So good, so happy. I landed the first trick for sure, and feeling good, so very stoked. Beautiful day out here.
Right on. Well, there you go. Back to you guys with the action.
All right, that's ABM. He just saw Fabian Bush while talking over, just throw down.
Wow, right side, triple cork, 1620. So while we were talking to ABM, take a look at this. Right side, triple cork, 1620. So unnatural direction. He's the guy we saw throw the quadruple cork in practice, and right there doing a triple cork in his unnatural direction.
All right, triple earns a 39, so tighten that up a bit. I don't think we're going to need to see the quad right here. This is just about qualifying. Remember, 25 minutes on the clock, as many runs as possible. We take the top 5 out of this 8 and marry him with the 3 qualified. Evan McEachran, he's also qualified for slopestyle. Here's his first run, coming in switch.
Off the takeoff, spinning like a top, the double, oh my gosh, going for the switch, double cork 1800. That is 5 full rotations. So a lot of numbers being thrown around here, but all the numbers basically equate to numbers of degrees of rotation. So here he's doing 5 full degrees. A 360 is 1 full spin. So 5 full spins there to make an 1800 backwards to backwards. Such a difficult trick, and if he can put that one down, that could be a score in the 40s.
6'3", 178 from Norway. We saw him throw a switch 1800 in practice. This is Christian Newmandahl coming in switch right about now.
Switch, triple cork, 1800. Oh my gosh!
Oh, we just witnessed it. We called it, and there you have it.
Just learned that one recently here at X Games in practice and bringing it out on run 1.
It's like a video game. Check this out.
Spinning like a top. Look at that mute grab. It looks like he's going to pull the ski off. Let's go a bit early on that last rotation, but still, massive air, good landing, switch, triple cork, 1800.
That's got that TJ Schiller type of pull right there. Love it. And then no hand drag right there, so that's a solid landing. And there you go, 43. First one switch, triple cork 1800, 43. He is now in the lead. Remember, 2 different jumps have to happen. One to the right, one to the left. Top 5 advance, under 20 minutes remaining. Berk Ruud from Norway getting it on right now, the 18-year-old sensation. Not afraid to huck.
Starting it off, oh, very stylish with the double cork 1440. So similar to what we saw at Oystein Broughton last year that secured him the silver. He's doing 2 different grabs. Watch this, off the takeoff, double corking and grabbing with the left hand on the left ski, then switching and grabbing right hand on the right ski. Very unique grab combination, and any sort of variety like that, different tricks, is what the judges want to see. Look at that.
Yeah, all the details right there. Variety earns himself at 41, slides into second place. And we're getting into our second run now, 18.5 minutes on the ticker. Alex Hall, big dude, a lot of body mass floating around. It's good for the extension on the reaches to reach all the way back there. Could play some good basketball for some of the teams, and here he goes throwing it down.
Wow, switch right side double cork 12. So here's where the strategy is going to come into play for these guys. If you have to spin one rotation to the left and one to the right, after your first jump, do you try to clean up your left side rotation, or do you jump right in and try to stomp a different trick to the right? He's choosing to go for that right side trick. Only guy doing an opposite mute grab with a double cork. Such a unique way of tweaking the grab, pulling it into that second flip, and gets a good score for it.
All right, 39 meets 35. Our first to put down 2 jumps, right and left. We go to Gus Kenworthy. Kind of got lost in the air last time. Slides it off.
Oh, there it is. Double cork 16-20 with the tail grab. He is not messing around. So Gus had a little bit of trouble in slopestyle and in super pipe last night. This is his final event, and I think he's going to go for broke, going for the gold.
Yeah, knowing Gus, no doubt a bronze in 2000 years back. And look at him, look at that grab held throughout.
Oh my gosh, just ripping that tail grab. So unlike some of the athletes you've seen, when they get that grab all the way out on the end of that tail grab, it is such a higher score, higher level of difficulty, just hard to get your hands on it back there.
Oscar Bester with his right, a 31. See if he can't tighten things up.
Spinning, double cork 16-20. Oof. Wow, there are so many double corks, triple corks, 16-20s, 14-40s. This is only the elimination round.
Look at all the spinning. And again, the grabs, those little details, spotting that landing, keeping rotating around. And
yeah, holding that grab the whole way. So
look at the
same
comfort.
trick we saw to Gus. Yeah,
he's
falling asleep on the landing.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to see that.
All right, 37 improves upon the right-hand side run here. 16.5 minutes left. We go on to ABM out of Quebec City, Canada. Again, a bronze in slopestyle in the Olympics, and he's ready to come in switch. He had a 37 on his first run, looking to improve upon it. Here he goes.
Spinning to the left this time with the switch left triple cork. Perfect. So another guy with 2 runs and a left and a right side spin. At first, he took that new trick of his, that switch right side 1440, and now he's bringing the triple cork to the left. So stepping it up, going with the looks like a bow and arrow he's actually doing there.
Bow arrow.
Started by TJ Schiller, but a little bit of truck driver, bow and arrow style grab, and nice and smooth. Look at that landing, flawless.
Yep, ABM. Top qualifier in slopestyle, and the score, boy, that slid him into first place. I missed it, but boom, that worked for him. Fabian Bush. We saw the right triple cork 16-20.
This time spinning to the left, going triple cork 1980. What? Oh my gosh. It looks like he went to sleep like a mummy off the takeoff. Look at this spin. Oh, we're seeing ABM.
Yep.
So we're seeing a replay of ABM, but Fabian doing the 1980. That is the triple cork version of the quadruple cork that he can do. So spinning like a top off the takeoff and then getting into that grab a little bit late, but wow.
And slides into the lead with a 40 there. Man, this is, again, elimination round. These guys are just busting it out. Evan McEachran out of Oakville, Canada, due to her winner in slopestyle. Uh-oh, get it out.
There's that 1800. Oh my gosh. Too many numbers.
Yeah. So 1800 represents 5 full rotations. 1980 is a 5.5. So we'll keep saying it if you're just tuning in, because you're seeing things we have not seen before.
These are tricks that are hardly ever done, let alone all done at one event. Look, reaching back, gets the tail grab throughout almost that entirety of that rotation. So difficult to do, smooth, hands right at the side on the landing, so stylish.
And
44.
44.
Massive score. He fell on that first run, so he's only got 1 score. You're not going to see him up on the leaderboard yet because he doesn't have a right side trick. So as soon as he gets another score to add to that, it's going to go through the roof.
Newmandahl with a 43 left side. Here he goes again.
Right side on this one, double cork 1260. So this is still an incredibly difficult trick, but when I'm saying things like 1800 and 1620, doing the 1260 just isn't quite enough. It's his right side trick, so he's got a great left side trick down, but Good grab.
Yeah, you think
it's crazy that's a basic trick for these guys nowadays.
12s were huge when you were winning slopestyle, right? That was the thing. Of course, that was 6 years ago, right? The progression keeps rolling. I give it up for the X Games to challenge them to do this. A few years ago, people couldn't understand this format, but now everyone's got it on lockdown. They're training for it. Here goes the Norwegian Burke Ruud, who has a left at 41. Where will he go this time?
Going
to his right.
Right side. Oh my gosh!
Bingo!
So trying to do the same trick where he's got that trick to the left. This one he's going right side, double cork, 1440. So another guy doing 1440s, reaching for that opposite tail, and then for the second tail grab, but just going a little bit too big on the jump. This jump is massive to begin with. It's over 80 feet to the sweet spot. These guys are taking it almost 100 feet, and I hit it earlier this week. It has so much Wu-Tang, so much pop. Boom. You are going straight up in the air. It is awesome.
Yeah, I saw you do that. It was awesome. Good to have Tom Walsh in the booth from experience. 4th place right now, Alex Hall out of Park City, Utah. The big fella, the tall drop of water. He's got both sides. Going to try to clean up his right now.
Cleaning up on the right side. Yeah, you're right. There's the switch right side 14. So he's got a left and a right side score. Last run we saw the switch right side 12. This run he steps it up all the way to 1440. Still going for that opposite mute grab. So reaching, gets it there at the end, and then a little twist of the hips all the way back to switch. So 1440. Still could clean that up even a bit more. I mean, the 12 was grabbed so long that I think if he could grab that 14 longer, it's going to up his score.
That did no better at a 32. This will most likely be a right side toss right now from Gus Kenworthy, as he has a 40 on his left. Under 12 minutes on the clock.
Spinning. Oh, right side double cork 12 with a perfect mute grab. That all the way out on the nose. Again, only a 1260, but things like this. Look at the grab, the tiny little details all the way out. He's on the very tip of that ski, and the judges love to see little bits and pieces like that that add style, composure, different elements to your score.
The triple threat. Gus Kenworthy now into 5th place at 27 on that score. We go to Sweden now. Oscar Wester. Right side 37. Here goes left side.
Going big with the left side double flat 900, otherwise known as the kangaroo flip. First done by Yoon Olsen.
The old kangaroo.
Yeah. Doesn't look a lot like a kangaroo. I think he just learned it in Australia and wanted to call it that.
That's it.
Beautiful, though. Look, this is laid out. This is super small. But, again, it's a 900. So I know he's got a triple flip version of that. He can do a triple flat spin 12. So maybe he's just warming up for it, wants to get a jump down. Oh, he said
a 24 to the left, so he's in 6th place. Remember, taking the top 5 out of these 8s. We're just approaching the 10-minute mark right now. We have Mr. ABM looking to improve upon probably his right side.
I don't know, he's looking over the left shoulder.
Yeah, you're right.
Going switch left, triple cork 1440. So interesting strategy. This is where all these different athletes can kind of take their own approach. Depending on what trick they did and how their score came out for each rotation, they can go back and try to improve on bits and pieces. Here, he's grabbing those both skis. Both skis grab the entirety of that rotation. 1440, so upping the level of difficulty with another 180-degree rotation.
Look at that, 44, so he's stuck with what he knows on the left side to improve his score to 81. Baby, you're #1, ABM. All right, Fabian Busch, we've seen him spin a right 1620 and then a triple cork 1980. What does he have here?
Going for the right side triple cork 16 again. So he's already got both jumps dialed pretty perfectly, and it looks like maybe he's going to go back and try to change up the grab or try to get the grab a bit better. This one reaching down, we've seen this one before. He gets the safety perfectly on this one. It could be an improvement on his first run right side score.
Yeah, cleaning up the little details. Right score was a 39, that was a 38, so he'll stay in 2nd place. It's ABM, Bosch, Newmandahl, Hall, and Kenworthy. Those are your top 5 with just over 9 minutes remaining.
So now it's starting to get a little bit difficult to follow, except for Evan. So we haven't seen a right side trick out of him. This is the right side triple cork 1620. Oh my gosh. It is so difficult to keep up with these numbers, folks. This is so much spinning. So he did the 1800 to the left, and here's the right side triple cork 1620. So grabbing safety, also grabbing behind his knee there, tucking up. So you know, got to get that rotation around, just really forcing the whole rotation as
and
quick as
we
you
got a
can.
new leader with a 40. So, wow, McCachran cracking into the top. Love it. Things are heating up here on a nice chilly day in Aspen for the Real Cost Big Air Elimination round. This is Christian Newmandahl. 8.5 minutes left on the ticker. What do you got, Christian?
Oh, switch right side, double cork, 1440. So, you know, he knew that 1260 wasn't maybe quite going to be enough, and now he's spinning a 1440 here. Coming off the lip with a little pre-spin, but still holds it together, gets that safety grab, coming around nice and smooth, sticks the landing. I mean, we haven't even seen hardly any falls.
I was just going to say that. There's a testament to these guys' ability, but also the way this jump is built by Snowboard Technologies. They really put a lot of thought and time into it. They listen to the athletes and the competitors. Watch your pole slip. And this has just been a top-notch.
Absurd.
Yeah, this is knock on wood. We have
knock on wood. This is so impressive. There's so many tricks getting thrown down. It's amazing.
Burke Rude currently in 8th place.
There's the right side 1440 to mirror the left one he's already got. Wow. Going for the 2 tail grabs too. I mean,
there's 1 full rotation count. Here comes 2 full, and then you count 3 slow-mo. Really helps see how it goes.
You can really see too, he gets 2 grabs in there. The second isn't as defined as his left side rotation. In the left side rotation, he was really able to capture the grab on that second part of the rotation. This one, kind of a tickle, but
34, so puts him into 5th place, the spot you want to be. Again, 8 people start, 3 will be eliminated. The top 5 will move on. Burke Rude all the way up in good position. Alex Hall, Ken Worthy, Investor have a little bit of work to do. And we're in about the 8-minute mark right now as the athletes are charging back up to the top to continue this madness, this blitzkrieg of air. I'm impressed for an elimination round.
It's been amazing, yeah. So remember, we're in the elimination round, and we're still going to see guys like Henrik Carlo, James Woodsy Woods, and Oystein Bratt in the finals. So these guys are battling to get in there to compete with them.
Alex Hall looking to improve upon his right side, I believe.
Yeah, massive switch right side, 1440. So trying to improve on that right side trick. We're looking back at that one. He's trying to get that mute grab, the opposite mute grab, a bit better. Reaching down, let's see if he can kind of get that grab right into it this time. So where last time he was reaching, sort of missing, coming back for it, that one was much better.
Oh, look at that.
A little bit of a nose wheelie out on that one, but smooth.
And there it is at 37, so he slides into that 5th spot, knocking Burke Rude down into the 6th position. So a game of inches and numbers. We move on now to Mr. Ken Worthy, who's in that 7th position. He needs to do something solid and big here.
Oh, double cork, 1440 to the right. I don't think I've ever seen Gus do that one. So grab and mute, so where we saw the 12 last time, he knew he had to up it. Got a low score in the 20s. You gotta be getting scores at least in the 30s, if not 40s to make it through. Goes back, gets the grab, takes another half rotation, squeaks it around, 1440.
And score in was a 36, so he now is in 5th place, knocking Hall and Rude and Lester out of the elimination round. Here we go, chopping down the in-run, the Swede, Oscar Vester.
There he goes for the triple. Oh!
Great follow cam.
Wow, yeah. So impressed with the guys follow camming this jump. So they're going off the jump with these athletes, which is crazy. And here, reaching back, sort of missing the grab, and I think maybe that grab threw him off a bit. He's able to bring it around to his feet, but he was looking to do a 1260, so one more little rotation to land backwards, instead lands forward, but still puts it to his feet, live to fight another day, and get back up there.
So at 32, that doesn't really, it puts him in that 8th spot, proving he's got to figure out what to do with, probably only get 1 more round in at this point, under 5 minutes remaining. Coming in backwards or switch, ABM out of Canada, currently in 2nd.
Going to improve on that right side trick. Oh my gosh! Landing at the bottom of that landing. That's why they call it Big Air, though. So the judges are judging a lot on amplitude in the Big Air contest. The name of the game is going big. Landing at the bottom, showing you can go massive and still stomp.
Yeah,
if he can put that one down, I mean, it will definitely improve going that big.
Yeah, with an 81, he's in a comfortable position because we're not going to get more than one more run in right now with 4 minutes on the clock. Fabian Bush ready to get it down, currently in the 4th spot.
Oh, right side triple cork again. He is just nailing these every single run. This is his unnatural direction, and 2-3 years ago, this would be a winning trick in anyone's natural direction. So the speed and progression of the sport is just incredible.
Double grab, yeah.
There it is, yeah.
So touch in.
Trying to figure it out maybe for the finals now that he's trying to improve on that score, but like if he could get a double grab in that triple cork, it could bring it to the next level.
If and when, right? 3.5 minutes, Evan McEachran, who is in the lead with an 84, he'll try to improve on his right side now.
Triple cork again. So these guys won't stop. He's sitting in first pretty comfortably, but still trying to improve on those scores, see what the judges like and don't like, getting ready for that final event.
Good call.
Here's that 16-20. So again, grabbing safety, grabbing behind the knee, sort of in a tucked position, trying to make that body flip as quickly as possible.
Right side score improved 43, distances himself from the pack with an 87. McEachran charging. We go to the top now. Christian Newmandahl, his 4th round jump.
So yeah, now what does he work on?
Yeah,
He's got the right side trick, the left side trick. Let's see. Oh, so just doing a switch left 1260. So that's the way, the direction we saw the switch triple cork earlier. So maybe doing kind of the setup trick for that triple cork. Maybe he wanted to try it, got a little sketched out by the speed. It's just, it's kind of up to these guys.
So we have to mention, on the clock, you have 2 minutes remaining. We will get another round in here because Bert Ruud's the last competitor in run number 4. He's in 7th place. He's going to try to improve on his right side spin right about now.
There it is, right side, double cork, 1440 again. I think that's an improvement. I mean, he's going for those 2 grabs, and if he can lock in the second of 2. Here he gets the first one, grabs that one perfectly. Let's see if he can get the second grab. There it is. Holds that grab better, so definitely an improvement there on that trick.
Yeah, this is one of the best consistent no crash comps I've seen. Here we go.
44.
44. Wow, Ruud sliding into second. So judges like what they saw right there. And we go right back to the top for Alex Hall, who's going to, I'm going to say he's going to go for the right side here and try to send it. He's in 7th. Yep.
Switch 1440, trying to improve, doing that. This grab is so crazy. The way he spins is just so absurd. I don't know how he gets his skis in that position.
Yeah, right now we're going to throw it down to DC. He's with Øystein Bråten and wait for the score to come in. Hold on a second. 44, so that puts him into 4th place. Nice job, DC. Take it away with Øystein.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, hanging out down here with Øystein Bråten, our silver medalist from last year, sizing up what you're going to be going up against tomorrow night in the finals. What are your thoughts?
The level is just crazy today. Everyone's throwing down, and so many cool tricks have been done already today, so it's going to be a sick finals tomorrow. Can't wait.
Right on. Well, Norway's Øystein Bråten. Look forward to seeing you in action tomorrow night. Back to you guys.
Thank you, DC. And Øystein, along with Mr. Henrik Harlow and James Woods, have been sitting down here since, they've been here since Tuesday, and they've yet to compete. The first competition is going to be Big Air for them tomorrow night. This is the elimination round. The clock is running out, but Gus Kenworthy's going to try to improve on his right side here. Oh, Gus!
Continuing to up the ante every run with a bigger and bigger spin. So they're going for the right side double cork 16. Wow.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a wrap for Gus. The clock is running out. This is the beginning of run number 5. So Gus, at the time, it doesn't look like Gus is gonna make it into the finals here. Oscar Vester, he has to do something magnificent on a left side right now. Get above a 40-41.
There's that triple flat spin, 1260.
That could do it.
That was an amazing landing. Looked like he never left the ground. After that first try at the triple flat spin, I didn't know how this one would go, but locks in the grab, super smooth, and just flipping this. So where some of the athletes are doing triple corks and they're more on the cork spinning variety of rotation, this one is very flippy. It's more back flippy. It's more upside down, triple flat spin.
And it needed to be greater than a 44 for him to get into the finals, and unfortunately for Bester, he's going to stay in that A spot. He will be eliminated as well. All right, a guy who's not going to be eliminated is ABM. He's comfortably in that 3rd spot as 2 people have already been eliminated. Here he goes right now.
Again, looking to improve on that right side rotation. Switch right side 1440. So many tricks being thrown out today. These guys will not quit trying to improve their score, just continuing to spin and spin.
Yeah, impressed by ABM. Look at that, 1 full rotation. 2 full rotation, getting that grab, looking, spotting the landing. I love that, the aerial awareness, and bam. The landings, we've seen very few hand drags, only a couple of crashes. Spectacular. Okay, let's take a peek now at Fabian Busch. He is on the outside looking in. He needs he's going to go right side. I'm going to bet he needs greater than a 41. 41.33. He's going to go right side. What does he got, Tom?
Right side, triple cork again, looking to improve. I don't know if that's enough. He's looking for the double grab.
Yeah, and he's right off. What do you break
Let's
it down?
see. Right side, triple cork goes safety. Then he looks to go switch up the grab and go tail.
Oh, missed it.
And just missing it, but still, such incredible jumps.
Yeah, but put that against everybody else. 32, that will not work. So it is Bosch, Kenworthy, and Vester who have all taken 5 runs. That's a wrap. We have our that's very
sad.
unfortunate.
We really wanted to see Fabian in finals trying that quadruple cork.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Evan McEachran next up, and he knows he's in, so he does not have to do anything overly
really
spectacular.
Big, yeah, switch 540. He's just having fun. He's in first, sitting comfortably with 2 really, really great jumps. He had the 1800 and that right side triple cork.
Started it off with the switch triple 18. I mean, come on.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's hard to beat.
Yeah, so having some fun out here. Are the next 2 jumps will be, we'll call them pseudo victory laps because they've made it on through. Again, this is the Real Cost Big Air Elimination round. If you're just tuning in, we had 8 guys to start things off with. 5 will qualify and have qualified now unofficially into the finals, which is Saturday night. Boom!
Beautiful big rodeo 5. We were joking the other day that
Christian Numedal, by the way, Christian Numedal out of Norway.
If we were joking, if we call the double flat spin the kangaroo flip, maybe we should call the rodeo 5 is just, what's the smaller kangaroo? Like a Joey or something?
A Joey, yeah, the Joey's the baby.
The baby one?
Yeah, the Joey. Yeah, renamed some jumps.
Beautiful, just stylish, having fun.
It's an underflip meets a Lincoln loop is what it looks like.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. All right, Christian Numedal, Norway, you've made it in. You were the 5th place qualifier. This is it, final competitor of our Real Cost Elimination round. Birkerud from Norway, X Games Norway winner in 2018 in the Big Air, and he just goes for a double funny.
Yeah, just having fun with it. These guys already know they're safe and sound, made it in, so just having fun.
Just like that, we started 25+ minutes ago and saw, let's see, 5 times 8, 40 spectacular jumps. If we did all the math, it would be like probably 25,000 spins, right?
So many
rotations.
Spins, so many rotations, such difficult tricks being done, but then you still got to get the grab. So where Fabian didn't make it in, he was doing some of the bigger spins. You got to be holding the grabs the whole time.
Take a peek. There it is. 5 up. Numedal, Norway. Hall, USA. ABM, Canada. Birkerud, Norway. And McEachran from Canada. Those 5 advance on to meet Harlow, Hoefflin, and James Woods. Right now, down in the mix, we've got Mr. DC with McEachran.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, down here with your top qualifier from Canada, Evan McEachran, in the house with the 87. Top qualifier going into tomorrow night's finals. You're saying that surprised you. Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of new to the whole Big Air thing this year. I just kind of figured out some tricks, and everyone's insane, so I can't believe that my skiing ended up on top in this qualifier, and I'm really looking forward to riding this jump at night now.
Right on. Well, with your big win back in Breckenridge in December, I think you proved your jump prowess. So we're all cheering for you, and congratulations on being a top qualifier to tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
McEachran, beautiful work. Thank you, DC. So the important thing about this is everybody walked away. It was very safe, really solid. Your thoughts, Tom, on the elimination that easily could have been a final, huh?
Easily could have been a final. A lot of flips, a lot of spins, so much talent.
Here is your gold medal look at all sorts of craziness that's spinning around here. And again, it is Numedal, Hall, ABM, Rude, and McEachran. That was what is known as a Real Cost Big Air Elimination round for DC and Mr. Tom Wallish. My name is Uncle E. Day 2. Still continuing on with greatness.
speed was great. It was fantastic. I mean, it just makes us daydream about how fantastic that final is going to be. And that final, in case you're wondering, is Saturday night at 8 o'clock. That's just tomorrow. So don't miss it. But Jordan Whitley's hanging out there, closer to the big air jump than we are, so she's got all kinds of interesting tickets and information. What up, Jordan?
Always about someone who has more interesting information than me. 5-time X Games gold medalist in Big Air, Henrik Carlo. Nick James mentioned when we in the contest as well. Your personality, competition. What do you think of what you saw from these guys?
It was very, very impressive. Everybody was some phenomenal maneuvers, and it was a great watch.
Now, can you give us any insight into what you're planning for tomorrow night?
Planning to do a left side spin and a right side spin, hopefully.
Are you going to go over the jump? Is that what you're saying? You're going to do a jump tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Lastly, it's Kids Days. Lots of youngsters out here that see what you can see with these guys do, and they probably want to do it themselves one day. What advice do you have?
Have fun, man. Repetition is the father of learning. You just got to do it over and over again, and one day you'll succeed.
Practice makes perfect. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Thanks so much.
Thank you, George. Okay, I just gotta say this. Henrik Carlo is definitely one of my favorite matches. Yeah, wise words. Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He's like a wise sage. He also knows to keep his cards close to his chest. He's like, I'll give you an answer. I'm going to do a left turn, and I'm going to do a right turn. Every single year he comes out and something new, something different, and, you know, almost every year he wins. Remember last year? Oh, yeah. I was here, right? We were here, right here. That was so cool. We may see it again. But anytime he takes the stage at X Games, you know you're in for a good show. What else can you expect today? Well, take a look at our schedule right now. Coming up at noon, the Jeep Men's Snowboard Slopestyle Elimination, similar to what we have right here. We'll be eliminating people, deciding who gets into that final 115. We'll be giving away some hardware. At 215, also keep the glass of cars on. Much later, you can see action sports superstars in the Jeep Wrangler X Challenge. That's 215. So make a day out of it here at X Games Aspen 2019. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Thank you, Pete Artisan, for hanging out with me, eating burgers, calling the shots. Thank you, Jordan Whitley. But I'll say it one more time. Most importantly, thanks to you, the fans out there, for coming and cheering these athletes on. We couldn't do it without the help of our own DJ Chris spinning the beat. We'll see you for more bits coming up later. Don't go away. How could I forget? Huge thanks, Brad James. I'm kind of here, right? Oh, you guys, hey, put your arm over there. Pacific does too. Pacific does too. Hey, let me remind you too, guys, on that Wendy sneaker at the top of Slow is going off at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come out and you want a barbecue sneaker with the only made to crave menu. You can get that on the menu. You call it a ski crew? It's a ski crew. Yes. Top of Slow, ski crew and grab a burger. Would it be a snowboard? Because I think it's a snowboard. All right. That's service there. You know what? Why don't we call it Wendy's snowboard crew? I like it. We'll move it. For today. For today, we'll do that. Serving barbecue cheeseburger, all those good things. That's good. There's a schedule for today. If you haven't seen it already. And Snowboard Slopestyle Elimination, press one, I got that one down for you. Another ceremony, award stage, 115. Jeep Wrangler X Challenge, brand new to X Games. We're doing that one. And the Beach Drive film screening and the Q&A with Craig McMorris. He looks a lot like Ed Ferguson these days, but that's a whole other story. Just gonna pull that one out. Have you seen it? Have you seen McMorris lately?
Craig? Yeah, I walked right by him, got up the elevator, and didn't recognize him at all. He's on the big beard. Seems to be going right.
I think he's changing his last name to Craig Ferguson.
That's why.
He looks like an older version of Ben.
Really? But Ben doesn't have a big beard.
No, but
to me that doesn't make sense.
We'll work on that. Maybe I'll find something out there. Let's go. Pete? Oh, yeah.
It looks like Pete.
That's going to look like Pete. I've never seen him in the room at the same time.
That does seem a little odd.
Slopestyle Elimination is coming your way. Stay with us right here, David.
X Games Aspen 2019 is brought to you by Pacific SoFi, The Real Cost, and Wendy's.
What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online checking app, you'll save time too. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
This is what we call engineering excellence, advancement in design and capability. We call this raising the bar. They call it the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year.
They're doing it so fast that it feels out of control, but it's a good thing. You don't learn the limits unless you push the limits.
Big hello here, day number 2 going on for you. Couldn't ask for another better day. Man, we've had so much snow over the past week out here.
Yeah, but so nice to see it clearing up here today.
You definitely don't want it when it comes down to the competition side of things. You definitely don't want this stuff.
Yeah, we've done it before. We've been announcing the height contest in snowstorm, slopestyle. And because you can't get the speed you need, obviously you need the snow, but the snow can stop for a few days and then please return.
Yeah, exactly. You want to reset after it's all done. You want to reset before you start and reset after.
What do we got going with the clouds, man? Is it, they're probably sunny for a second, and then it's like something blew in.
Nah, they're going to clean up just in time. Hey, let's take a look at last year so we kind of get the feel of what went down last year, shall we?
I would like that.
Look at it, it's rolling right now. Here we go. Bronze, no, Mark McMorris, so he doesn't have to compete with.
Yeah, so this bronze medal podium spot actually brought down his contest average result here. It's just over 2, I want to say.
That's first bronze?
Maybe. The frontside 1440 triple cork was the trick that really tied that run together, thrown in the middle of that jump line.
Right there, Darcy Sharp will be in the finals.
It is so sick to see Darcy get the silver medal. He was the guy who showed up with not a lot of expectations on him. He was kind of been in the shadows, the Canadian shadows, and Mark, Seb, and Max for a while. But cool to see Darcy grab the silver. Kind of a rail master, this guy. Keep in mind the rails counting each and every bit as much as the jumps. But Darcy went switch back 12, big run 14, and then triple back 14. That was good. Marcus, who couldn't be here with us this year, he's recovering from a knee injury. Brad, you were out there, Breckenridge, when Marcus got busted up.
Yeah, it's something you never want to see, especially with a guy like Marcus Cleveland who means so much to slopestyle, means so much to Big Air, and a guy who's a threat to, you can say a threat to podium, but he's a threat to basically winning pretty much every single time, and seeing him get injured, you kind of knew the writing was on the wall for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so the door wide open now. I mean, Marcus said his track record here in slopestyle, it's now maybe back to Mark McMorris is the one defending this with so many golds. But yeah, so Marcus out, but we got a whole list of heavy hitters. 16 guys are going to drop in here in a bit.
No filter necessary for this beautiful day at Buttermilk as we welcome you to the men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside Canadian heartthrob Craig McMorris, and we come to you live from the Jeep Slopestyle course. Craig, this is a heavy elimination. We've got 16 riders, only 7 moving on to tomorrow's final.
3 north of a baker's dozen going to be cut down to 7, as you said, and it's going to be hard to make it into that top 7. I'm ecstatic to be in the booth with you, and we can't forget the 3rd member of our team down on the course, DC, who will be giving us updates throughout this event, but it's going to be a heater, Brando.
Yeah, love this edition 2019 of the Jeep Slopestyle course. These riders are going to have some fun, get very creative here.
Now let's highlight a couple guys who we think have a very solid shot making it in that top 7. What about this young man right here? Chris Corning, 2018 Big Air Bronze, Big Air aficionado, but he's got some chops on the slopestyle course, wants to do a quad in the finals. If he makes it.
Uh-oh. Another guy making noise in both this slopestyle course and Big Air, Sebastian Touton. He has won this event outright twice before.
And he qualified 2nd for Big Air. I mean, this guy's got a very busy schedule, but more time on board means, well, more landings.
So who will be joining these two out here today in eliminations? As we said, 16 riders. That's just the first half of the field.
Now, it is going to be so tricky in this elimination. What gets you into that top 7? Remember, you don't have to win this thing. You just got to get in that top 7 to join our 3 already pre-qualified, Brando.
That is correct, sir. Those 3, Mark McMorris, Darcy Sharp, and Red Gerard. Of course, our defending gold medalist, Marcus Cleveland, breaking that kneecap just a month ago. Unfortunately, he will not be out here to defend his gold.
Such a heartbreaker, too, because he was supposed to really headline that Knuckle Huck event that we've added to X Games. So it's bummed to not see him in the slopestyle, Knuckle Huck, and Big Air. But ecstatic to see this young man in slopestyle qualifications.
Let's get it on. Fridtjof Sather Tischendorf. I'm not going to say that name very often today because he goes by the nickname Fridge, and I like saying that better. The best thing about Fridge, beyond his riding ability, is that he always wears a backpack when he's on the slopes.
And now we have a new addition to the backpack. He had his speaker off, so he's listening to his own songs, and a creative approach at this top rail section here. 3 rail sections, but the second one is kind of broken up, so it almost looks like 2 in 1 there. Fridtjof trying to get through this rail section clean. Whoa! Cap 360 onto that gap down, flat down box. And now the question is, time and time again, what is in the backpack, Brandon?
Yeah, we ask it every time, and he keeps it very locked down. But right now, he's putting together a little run, Krager.
Can we get 1 run, 1 full pull from Fridtjof, the Fridge. Looking solid there. Couple bobbles on the rails up top, but I mean, that's a full pull if I've ever seen one.
Very well-rounded young man for just 21 years old. Loves snowboarding, obviously, skateboarding, and writing poetry.
Really? Haikus? What are we kind of talking here?
Limericks.
Limericks. That's good, because I was actually going to do a slam poetry event here in Aspen later this week, so I got to extend an invite to my man Fridge.
We saw him in Oslo 2 years ago. He placed 18th in Big Air. This is his Aspen debut.
And it's tough to see Carlos Garcia Knight, the gentleman who he is replacing, obviously watching on, and maybe hoping Fridge will have a great showing, make it in that final.
Yeah, that is a good point. Fridge was an alternate. So a 54.66. We had so much going on, Craig. We didn't even give you a chance to break down this format here in the eliminations. As we said, 16 athletes out here, 2 runs each. We count that single best score, but again, only 7 moving on.
Only 7, and every single run is scored out of 100, so it will be my assumption, if you will, that to make it in that top 7, you got to have a score in the 80s, 90s, maybe high 70s. Okay.
Rope Tonturi's 26 years old. This is his 7th X Games appearance, yet to find the podium.
Let's get it.
Best finish came in 2017 at X Games Norway when he came in 7th.
Nicknamed the Honey Badger because he is a beast. He is tough. He has ability to land stuff that just doesn't seem to be landable.
Long time, still on the hunt for that top spot out here in Aspen.
Much cleaner through the rails so far. Not creative like Fridge we saw, kind of coming off a rail early, then jumping on that down flat down, but Rope Tonteri getting to the ends, being nice and clean. Going frontside 1080, right foot forward, his natural way of riding. Front 10. Whoa! Okay, all right. Rope Tonteri, boom!
Yes!
Cab 14 flat at the bottom. Okay, now that folks, that could be a top 7 score.
Craig, you have ridden this course all week long. You've been riding with the guys. The general consensus is these jumps potentially feel a little poppier than previous years.
They are pushed back maybe 5 to 7 feet, so there's a little bit more airtime, and we're so thankful Mother Nature is cooperating and letting us have the speed that these guys need to make it. So we're going to see a lot of 1440s. We're going to see a lot of triple corks.
So a strong first run for Rope Tonteri. It's always tough in that 16-man field when you're one of the first couple to drop 70.33, so the bar officially being set here because there's obviously some big names still to drop, so you sit and wait, but he'll get another attempt. Here's Nick Baden, 21 years old, out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and one of just 3 Americans in this 16-rider field here today.
That was baller. A little nose blunt on the closeout rail. Ooh, wow, big bobble on the second rail feature. Now Nick Baden got a lot of momentum. Ending video part in Snowboarder Mag's beta movie. Very, very fun watch, and he's such a fun rider to watch in any circumstance. The first rider we've seen taking that quarter pipe approach, and he's doing it on not only jump 1, but jump 2 as well, Brandon.
He's our 2018 Trans World Rookie of the Year for good reason.
So this, obviously a throwaway run for Nick Baden due to that major bobble on the second rail feature. He was on one for a little bit, but just lost it there on that teardrop rail.
That's the challenge of this format. That's the challenge of this course, that the slightest error early in your run can deter everything else.
I think he was going to go maybe like tail tap to back lip or something like that, but obviously didn't have the line to put the board fully 90, so he kind of had to save himself there. But I really like the approach on the jumps. Not many people are going to be taking both quarter pipes, and that's where Nick Baden sees a window of opportunity, and he's going to take it. So let's see if he can do that in run 2.
Yeah, he'll try to clean things up. 43.33 for Nick Baden. Our next rider to drop in, out of Ontario, Mikey Cicerelli. This is a rider you know very well. He's making his 3rd X Games appearance. He's had success at other contests. It's been tough for him to find it here at X Games, though.
But I think 2019 could be his year. Big Mike! Wow. Switchboard, same way on that closeout, riding it all the way and going cab 2 pull back on the second of 3 rail features. Almost looked like he was going nose press back 3, but I don't give it to him. I wouldn't give it to him. Back 50, back 3, Mike. Seemed to have lost him on the first jump. Backside 1260 on jump 2, coming into the 3rd and final jump. Switch here, going cab 12, Ferda. Wow, you could hear such a sigh of relief when he landed and gave that clap there, hey?
The value of Mikey being able to train with that Canadian national team.
I mean, that's what pushes you to the next level. When you see guys that are your peers doing gnarly, gnarly tricks, cab 12, back triples, it makes you want to do that, and that's what elevates Mikey's riding. But I love how he does those tricks, but he's got Mikey Cicerelli's style.
Money-making Mike.
Money-making Mike. Guy makes money. Big Mike. He's got nicknames for days. Such a good individual.
So Rope Tonteri still leading early on with that 70.33, but a solid first run from Mikey Cicerelli. Judges taking their time on this one.
I think it's going to be a little bit stronger than Rope Tonteri's, but not by much. I mean, it could be right in that 71, 72 range. We'll see. They're really, really deliberating on this one. That 2-run format is tough, though, especially in eliminations. A lot of these guys used to that 3-run format where you get obviously 3 tries at your run and you can really work on stuff. But 2 chances. If you make one random mistake in run 1, the pressure is on. So it's good for Mikey and Rope to get that solid first run down, and they don't have to sweat as much in run 2.
Yeah, that 3-run format, you're able to get your legs under you a little bit on that first attempt, but no room for error here with only 7 spots available in this elimination round.
Good look at the riders' warming tent up at the top. They're obviously all looking at the scores.
So we're still waiting on that score. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I promise you, we will have Mikey Cicerelli's score. Welcome back. Let's take a look at this course we have, the Jeep Slopestyle course, Craig.
What a baseline, too, for this course preview. Here, first, this is actually the second of 3 rails here. It's kind of split up. We saw Nick Baden have a bobble on that. That ended his run. But the third of 3 rail features always a high speed, setting you up for the 3-pack, which we love to call, Brando.
That's what we say. That 75-footer's the second. But then the third, we call it dessert. We call it the money booter. That's where the checks are cashed, 80 feet. And already these guys putting in work on that final jump. Again, I think this course is really set for technical riding, but as you said off the top, these jumps are ready for 14s and maybe even 16s, and who knows, maybe even a quad.
Somebody that can do all those things? Well, Red Gerard, our very own DC's down with him right now. DC, what's up?
That's right, guys. Hanging out down here with Red Gerard. 4th place last year, but unfortunately with Marcus Cleveland, our defending gold medalist, being injured with that kneecap injury. You're now into finals. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, a bit crazy. I mean, I'm kind of, you know, it's a little weird for sure, but yeah, I guess I'm in finals already, so that's pretty cool.
Now, how's this X Games experience going for you? You've had time to practice on the course. I saw you taking some pipe laps. Talk about these past couple days, Red.
It's been really fun. Me, Sage Kotzberg, Brock Crouch, Nick Baden, and Ben Ferguson were in Jackson Hole before this filming, so we haven't really got to ride too much slope, so just trying to take advantage of all the practices, and it's been insane. X Games is always good because they give us sled laps and all that, so we're getting our reps up out there.
And thanks for bringing up that Jackson trip, because we were talking about that a couple days ago, and you got a really cool project coming out next year. Talk about who you're going to be filming with, or who you have been filming with, and when that project's going to be coming out.
Yeah, the project's called Joy. We got Sage Kotzberg, Ben Ferguson, and some other homies involved in it. And what's coming out in November? November. Keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be crazy.
Heck yeah, Sage Kotzenberg, how's Red holding down in the backcountry? How is sled handling skills coming around?
Sled's good. He's not very good at building jumps, though. I got to help him out.
Well, there you have it. Red Gerard needs some help building some backcountry jumps. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thanks, DC. I am stoked for that video. Joy. Hearing a lot about it.
You know, it's made by Tyler Orton, who I had the pleasure of riding with in Switzerland, Saas Fee, and he is one heck of a filmmaker, and that's going to be a great project. All the names. have been dropped for that one.
What about the year that Red Gerard has had in the last 12 months?
I mean, the kid is on fire, and rightfully so. He's got the tricks. He's so down to earth. He's got such good style. He can ride the backcountry. He can ride the pipe. He can ride big air, knuckle huck, slope style. He's got it all, and he deserves it all.
Yeah, it's neat to see him becoming very close with Sage Kotzenberg and filming with him, because you can almost see parallels to their careers.
Absolutely. That's a really, really good point.
I know.
Because they both share a couple gold medals, you know, the whole 9 yards.
So we move on here with our men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. We were having a bit of an issue on scoring. That's why we were taking a minute to get Mikey's score. There you see the athlete's tent right now. Rope Tonturi leading the way with that 70.33. We've had 4 riders drop. Mons Roislin waiting for his opportunity. But again, 16 riders, only 7 moving through. You hit it right before the break. If you don't have 3 runs, you have to go for it.
Yeah.
You can't say, well, I'm going to put a solid score down and then see where I'm pacing. There's 16 of the baddest dudes on the planet in this field. You've got to put that banger out, run number 1.
And what's hard about run number 1, especially when you're Mons Roislin, is you have to stand at the top. You know, scoring, we're figuring that out right now. And when it's like, oh, it's time to go, and then, oh, you got to pull back. What that does to your mind, you start thinking about, oh, well, maybe I fell on this in practice, or like thinking about all this kind of stuff. You kind of have to silence your mind, and that is so hard to do as an athlete. And just focus on, hey, I got to sit down. I got to hang out for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to be able to ride in just a moment's time. But, I mean, that 2-run format is cutthroat.
And again, just a really tough year for the men's slopestyle and big air side. When you think about the injuries, when you think about just the unfortunate timing of everything happening with Max Perot, we'll get to in just a little bit. But let's head back down to DC. You got some buddies down there on the course?
That's right, Brando. I'm hanging out down here with the gentleman that the snowboarding world loves and knows, but we've never seen here at X Games. We got him here for the first time with Knuckle Huck this year, Mr. Kevin Backstrom in the house. What's up, Kevin?
Not much, dude. Just out here watching the boys do the slopestyle thing, and it's looking pretty good.
So so far has your first experience at X Games been? You haven't competed yet, but have you been able to get out and enjoy the sights and sounds?
Not really yet. I flew in from Japan last night, so I just kind of passed out early and got up early, and now I'm here.
All right, looking forward to Knuckle Huck?
Definitely. Sounds like a fun event. I missed the practice, but the boys said it was cool, so yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be fun having you here, because if you follow Kevin Backstrom on Instagram, this dude has some skills, and it's going to do some creative stuff. Back to you guys.
Yeah, an amazing contest in store. The very first Knuckle Huck, that's coming up this weekend. Scoring, we are good.
Thank you.
And Mikey Cicerelli taking over the top spot with that 79. But I did want to say quickly, Max Perot, who has won this event before and is the most decorated big air rider, just recently diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. We're rooting for you.
All thoughts and prayers to Max Perot, fellow Canadian Mikey Cicerelli, currently sitting atop our leaderboard in men's elimination. But this here, Norway's very own Mons Roislin.
Yeah, Mons Roislin does have a bronze medal to his name. He earned it in 2016 here on this slopestyle course.
He is so good at spinning switch backside, which is so tough to do. But switch back 12, frontside 1080, into that third and final jump, going backside 1080. Hands up, because he had a full pull there, Brando. Good for him.
And lest we forget, Mons is less than a year removed from perhaps the heaviest crash of his career, breaking his sternum, tearing ligaments in that right shoulder. Good to see him out here.
I mean, it's fun to watch right now, you know, when people are landing and stuff like that, but there's a reality of this sport. These jumps are massive. This is gnarly. If you fall, you get hurt, and almost every single person in this field has had a major injury. You don't get to this level without falling. You kids at home, if you're not falling, you're not learning.
So Mikey Cicerelli leading the way with that 79, Rope behind him, 70.33. Mons Roislin trying to enter the top of that conversation as well, wanting to be one of those 7 moving on to Saturday's final.
Brandon, if I'm watching this at home, how can I get involved?
Well, you can enter the conversation, that's for sure.
Socially?
xgames.com.
Okay.
At X Games across all social platforms. And I just got to highlight our X Games social team, especially on weeks like this. It takes a village, and the amount of content that they're spewing out is remarkable.
I'm amazed. I love following it. Give us a follow. Join the conversation. That's a great point. Mons Roysland with a score of 67, currently in 3rd. But I think the leaderboard's about to be shaken up, Brando.
Oh boy, 17-year-old Takaru Otsuka winning a gold medal at Big Air X Games Norway just last year. He was a slopestyle alternate here in Aspen last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Shots fired on rail number 1. He gapped to the flat of the down, flat down. High impact area and cab over 2.
The tech prowess of this teenager cannot be overstated, Greg.
I knew he was good jumping. I didn't know he was that gnarly on the rails. No, Takaru. See, this is that point we were trying to make. With 2 runs and such a big field, going down on run 1, you are sweating buckets.
But if he can dial in this jump section, and we're excited to see what he has really in his X Games slopestyle debut, we just saw things at the top on the rail section that we have yet to see from the rest of the field.
By far the most technical approach at the rails, Takaru Otsuka getting through that, but then the front 10 double, he's capable of front 10 and cab 10 triples. Uncharacteristic fall from Takaru there.
He was barely 17 years old, 17 and a month when he won gold in Big Air in Norway just last year, becoming the youngest Big Air gold medalist in X Games history. We saw it on display in eliminations yesterday in Big Air, but we would love to see him in the slopestyle final.
I mean, with a rail run like that, he deserves to be there. So crazy that he went down on the front 10 double, though. So that obviously will not put him into the top 7. He will rely on his 2nd of 2 runs. Kyle Mack in the Riders Lounge looks like a bank robber.
I'm surprised you could even tell it was him.
He's fluorescent, yellow, safety, number 1.
He was doing that last year, too.
Yeah, he was.
The canary yellow kid. Oh, we got royalty. Jamie Anderson with a piece of memorabilia from last night, going down hard in Big Air. Glad to see her okay. And earning a medal in the process.
The color bronze, cab double 9, and I think our very own DC's with her. DC, you with Jamie?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, hanging out down here. Jamie Anderson, tough slam with the face mac on the landing last night on that 1080. How are you feeling?
I'm definitely pretty sore. That was intense. Feeling okay, but definitely, as you can see, pretty smoked. Yeah, it sucks. You go out there, you want to do your best, but sometimes shit happens. Thankful I'm okay, though, and my head's okay. Tweaked my ankle a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll be able to ride or not, but gonna rest and, yeah, see what connects.
All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna have a little clip on last night's riding, and we'll see what we see up here. But Jamie, we're stoked you're all right. We love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here's Jamie Anderson's fall, which I'm sure she's probably not too stoked on watching down there at the base of the corral. But I think this just talks about the warrior that she is. I'm sure DC will ask about this. She was going for it. I mean, this was that trick that was going to potentially give her a gold medal.
Hurts seeing that one.
So cool, hey?
That hurts seeing that one. But we're glad you're all right. We all love you so much out here. So, hey, keep up the good work, Jamie. Much love to you. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that was hard to see, and obviously we talked about it, the Big Air final yesterday, so many of the top riders dropping out, and Lori Blouin, X Games debut.
That was amazing, huge gold medal. That was a very well-rode final, but I just got to say this, Jamie Anderson, you are tough as nails, you had great 2 scores, and you wanted that gold medal, you went for it, you're the best.
Renee Rinikongas. This is his first X Games appearance here in Aspen. We saw him in the Big Air Eliminations yesterday. He's moving on to the final.
I actually had breakfast with Rene this morning, and he was in very, very good spirits.
What'd you guys have?
Fruit Loops. Both of us, actually. Front side, or sorry, pardon me, cap 12 off that first of 3 jumps. No, wait, I was right. Why would I ever question myself? Front 12, cap 12.
I do it all the time.
Backside triple, 1440 melon. Yes!
Oh my.
The Fruit Loops worked, Rene. Huge, huge run the whole way through.
Just to clarify, you are taking credit for this first run.
I'm going to take all the credit for this one. I was in his ear coaching a little bit there. Hey, do that front 12, do that cap 12, do that back 1440, and he did. Rene Renecongas has probably one of the best attitudes in snowboarding, and it shines through in his riding.
Yeah.
He's positive, he's having fun, he's energetic, and you can tell in that run.
He plays the bass.
He plays the bass. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And 87.
Whoa! Rene Renecongas jumping up into first place, earned a spot yesterday in the Big Air final tonight, and his band Catfish is playing a party tomorrow here in Aspen.
He said the rest of the band just got into town and they're ecstatic, and they're going to be ecstatic about that.
Who's having a better X Games Aspen 2019 than Rene Renecongas? Maybe this guy, Sebe Debuk, always having a smile on his face. 6'4", 23 years old, electing again for the all-yellow kit out here.
The big banana, I find it appealing that he went all yellow. Ooh. Cab, board side same way, and then he's going 50-50 backside, or switch 50-50 backside 360, pardon me. Sebe Debuk is so good at riding switch on these rails. Skateboards left foot forward, snowboards right foot forward. I always thought it was unfair for those guys because they're so good at switch back lips or switch front boards.
And unfortunately, he washes out there, and he'll have to make up some ground on that second attempt, excuse me.
I really like this run, especially up top. Almost the entirety of the rail section is switch. He's got that Takaru approach where, you know what, some guys kind of just try and get through the rails.
Right.
They're like, no, I'm going to shine on the rails. Because remember, it's overall impression. The jumps aren't scored higher than the rails or vice versa. It's overall impression, so you have to bring it on every single feature. Sebe Debuk doing that up top, but obviously not landing that jump.
Isn't that the challenge, though, for some of these riders that are so good and have that skateboarding influence off the rail gardens at the top, that they want to show off that tech skill, and sometimes it's to the detriment of them getting down to the first jump.
It's such a fine line to walk. We'll talk more about that line when we come back from a quick commercial break.
Welcome back to the men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. We're halfway through our 16-man field, and it's Rene Renecongas leading the way with that ridiculous 87.33, but 8 riders still left to drop in. Thank you for watching wherever you're watching.
That's what we got to do more, I think. Shout out to the people at home watching us, watching this great slopestyle event, because without you guys, it wouldn't happen.
I watched the ski women's superpipe final last night on YouTube.
Yep.
Being able to chat with other fans watching was an amazing experience. I hope you guys are doing that if you're watching on YouTube right now. Here's Yuki Kadono. Craig, he's so good in big air, but has yet to podium in slopestyle. Explain to me why.
It's either the most groundbreaking run you've ever seen, or it's crashing in fiery flames, Yuki Kadono.
It's a little, he's just got a Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, he's got a Ricky Bobby. You're not first, you're last, and I respect that attitude so much. Yuki Kadono is capable of some of the greatest tricks snowboarders have ever done. And you can see Spencer Whiting, aka Gimbal God, hitting all three of the jumps following Yuki Kadono on that solid first of 2 runs. Wow.
Yuki Kadono. He's got 5 X Games medals, a gold, a silver, and 3 bronze, but they're all from big air. The 22-year-old yet to find success on the slopestyle stage. Will 2019 be the year he bucks that trend?
So far, it's trending in that direction. Top 7 going on to the final, joining our already 3 pre-qualified, pardon me, Brandon. And Yuki Kadono throws his name in the hat because that looks like a top 7 score to me.
And again, I hope you're following X Games on all social. You have to this week especially, but you got to follow Gimbal God.
I mean, the guy's got clips for days. He doesn't sleep. He snowboards all day, hits these massive jumps, and then edits all night so that we can all enjoy some of the best follow cams we've ever seen.
Gimbal God, it's a hell of a drug. Yuki Kadono with an 83.33, putting him all the way up into 2nd place. So here's Sven Thorgren, 24 years old, our slopestyle gold medalist from X Games Norway 2017.
He's having a heck of a weekend thus far, qualifying in what place? Well, first, Big Air Elimination yesterday. And we kind of got to talk about this schedule. It would almost be very advantageous to maybe do your best first run, guarantee yourself a spot in that top 7, and then rest, because these guys are going to be doing big air later tonight. Wow.
Oh my.
How do you land that far down the landing, Sven? Front 10 double on that 2nd of 3 jumps, coming in the 3rd final one, the money booter. Backside 1440 stale fishing. Well, nobody does it really quite that well. That stale fish on the backside rotation, so hard to stay compact, but Sven Thorgren, he does it like a boss.
We talked about it in Big Air Eliminations yesterday as well, much like Mons Roysland. It's good to see him healthy.
Yes.
Right? He was, he was broke off last year.
He has battled injuries almost for the entirety of his career, really, you know?
A broken right collarbone last year kept him out of X Games. And you see the type of damage that a healthy Sven Thorgren can do.
I mean, already qualifying first in big air and looking to qualify right at the top of that 7 in men's slopestyle elimination.
So we're getting to that point in the lineup where some noise is starting to be made. Sven Thorgren will be busy in big air this evening. A 90 for Sven, taking over first place.
I said it off the top. I believe to make it in that top 7, you're going to have a score of something very, very high 70s or 80s or 90s.
Not 60s or 50s.
Well, no, you know what? I'm not good at math, so I take a stab, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't. That one obviously didn't work for me.
So here's Kyle Mack in his 6th X Games appearance. Took a 7th place finish in slopestyle last year, but really good to see him coming into his own, it felt like, last year in 2018.
Opted out of big air, dealing with a bit of a knee issue he suffered filming in the streets. So opting out of that big air, trying to rest, get as much healing time as possible, and wow. That cab 2 and that tab back 1 on the down flat down box. Kyle Mack, that was really sick. Going switchback 9 tail on that first jump. Front side 1080. That was was wondering, he started that frontside rotation so slow. I thought he was almost going to go frontside 7 and then try to squeak around that last 360 to make it a 1080. And obviously going to be a throwaway run for Kyle Mack, but the prowess on the rails up top was really, really sick. Here's that frontside 1080 that took him down. Obviously not getting enough rotation to get that right foot in front.
19, so according to your scoring, you don't see that as a potential final.
So you're gonna have to be north of 19 as of right now. But you know what I'm saying, we're looking for something high 70s.
Sebastian Touton, the Montreal native, in his 13th X Games appearance. He has won this event twice before, finished in an uncharacteristic 10th place last year.
Okay, front boarding through that down flat down at the very first rail. The kid can front board. That's an absolute guarantee. Cab 2 pullback on that second rail feature. With front blunt 450 coming into this first of 3 jumps. Switch stance. Cab 12 off the tail. It's funny how he used to do a cab 12 with a switch tail, and Mark McMorris used to do the cab 12 with the tail, and they pretty much just swapped their grabs.
Do you think they talked about that?
I think, yeah. They wanted to, you know, be diverse. And backside triple, okay.
My.
Seb Toots is on fire. That big air elimination, he was making no mistakes and makes none here in slopestyle. That is going to be a qualifying run, I think.
It just is so automatic in the jump section for Sebastian Touton.
And it's not like it's always been that way.
Right.
Remember maybe 2 years ago, he was really struggling with this backside triple, but he's been working on it, and it looks like the easiest bag in his, the easiest trick in his bag of tricks.
Last time he got on the podium in slopestyle, it was 2016 when he got a silver medal. 92.66, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader. His name, Sebastian Touton.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. See, now this is the point I was trying to make. Does he even take his second run with such a monster score? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Welcome back to a beautiful day 2 here at X Games Aspen 2019. We're wrapping up run number 1 here of the men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. Sebastian Touton just putting the entire field on notice with that run, a 92.66. We'll see if his fellow countryman Tyler Nicholson can match him as he drops in for his first attempt.
Just before Tyler goes, I got to commend the weather. Mother Nature in Aspen always delivered. It was very cloudy this morning, but sun has shone for this slopestyle elimination, and the sun is shining on that first of 3 rail features for Tyler Nicholson.
Tyler earning a silver medal just 2 years ago in this event.
So he knows what it takes. Maybe a bobble or 2 up top, but I know Tyler Nicholson can clean it up here on the jumps. Big backside 1260 on jump number 1, going cab 10 switch nose grab. And then a very, very tough line on that switch backside rotation. So that cab 10 put him barbecuers left, or viewers left, if you will, on that second landing, and he wanted to get over to the center and then cut for that switch backside rotation, but just didn't have enough real estate. Here's that little bobble I was talking about. When he does that cab 2 onto the up rail, he's not completely 90, which you have to be if you want to do that 450 out. So he really has to fight to get that around, and then this cab 10 just pushes him over a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you landed a little bit more straighter, I think you would have had a lot more speed to get that switch backside rotation around on the 3rd jump.
27.66, good enough for 10th. If you're just joining us, it's a 16-man elimination. Only 7 will be moving on to the final. Will that include Ståle Sandbæk, a 3-time X Games slopestyle medalist, twice silver, once bronze. He has never tasted from the cauldron that is gold.
Will 2019 be any different? I know he's focusing a lot more on slopestyle because he chose not to ride in the Big Air Elimination. He had a spot, he has the tricks to probably get into that event, but he wanted to focus on slopestyle.
And he's healthy.
That's
true. I feel like the
true.
last 3 winters, there's been something ailing or something keeping him out. His riding has really dictated that in earlier winter contests so far.
Front blunt, same way on that big, tall closeout feature. Lip slide pretzel, cab 2 pullback. Backside 270 on that gap to down, so solid through the rails. Backside 12. I'm going to guess a cab 12, 3.5 rotations, taking off switch, landing regular. He's going to go front side on this 3rd and final jump. 1, 2, oh my, ow. Now that was so uncharacteristic. Ståle Sandbæk was on one through the entirety. He looked so in control, almost like he just had to shut his brain off and finish this run. But it looked like he went almost triple. Look how hard he whips it off the takeoff. 1, 2, he's already finished 2 flips and he's still falling like 20 feet. So it was either commit to another flip, which would have been a frontside triple 1440 tail grab.
Which he clearly wasn't going to do.
No, because he obviously was so opened up that high in the air. That was very uncharacteristic of Ståle Sandbæk.
Yeah, he's probably mad at himself because, as you said, he was on one. He knew he was on one. This is his 12th X Games appearance. He's so dialed. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Hopefully, he can clean that up on his 2nd attempt. Judd Heynckes, making his 2nd X Games appearance, was part of our slopestyle elimination last year, but did not move through.
I love that bro toe into this. Oh my goodness. Huge over 2, gapping from that side takeoff into the down flat down. That was so gnarly. Wow, Judd Heynckes.
Just 17 years old. You've ridden a lot with him in the last year, Craig.
I had the pleasure of doing a Oakley shoot and a Red Bull shoot back to back, so I got to spend a ton of time with Judd Heynckes, and he is a stand-up individual. Such a good kid and so talented. Switch back 12, so what he's got on this 3rd and final jump. 1, 2, 3, backside triple 1440, Judd. Huge sigh of relief.
Textbook from the youngest competitor in our field here today.
That was so solid. I love the way he started his run, kind of that Seb Toots approach. I'm going to do something so gnarly right off the top. That's going to set the tone for my run. Once I get past that, I know I got this.
And so far, we're seeing it that the judges are rewarding that. Sebastian, Sven, Rene, Yuki, the guys that are taking care of business off the top and then delivering on the back end. But those top ends, as you said, it's a full pool. It's a complete look at from the judges' perspective.
Overall impression, that gets you your score out of 100. Judd Heynckes, I would say definitely in the 80s.
So Seb still leading the way with that 92.66. Right now, Mons Roislin holding on to that 7th spot. There you see Judd's mom, Jenna.
Making him wait for it on this one. Top 7 of these 16 going through to that final, joining our 3 pre-qualified. Darcy Sharp, Mark McMorris, and Red Giroux.
And 80.66, he inserts his name into the conversation, taking over that 5th spot. Now our final rider to drop for his first attempt here in the elimination field, Chris Corning, a bronze medal at X Games Norway in Big Air. We know he has the jump tricks. What does he have at the top though, Craig?
I don't know, we're gonna have to wait and see. I didn't get to watch much rail practice from Chris Corning here. So 50-50 switch up, switch back 3 out on that down flat down. Cab 1 back 3. Frontside 270 coming off a little bit early on that teardrop rail. And 50-50 backside rodeo out, so getting through the rails. And this is where he really makes his name. In the jump section here, right foot forward, that's the way he usually rides, neutral footed. Frontside 1080 truck driver. There's that backside triple 1440. He was quoted, he told our research team, our crack top research team, by the way.
He told Colin Bain.
Yeah, said, Colin, I'm probably gonna do a quadruple cork in the final if I make it slopestyle. So look for that.
So there's that. We got that going
for us right
which
now.
is nice. But as you said, looks like he does enough on the rail section, but it's the jumps where he's clearly a separator.
Yeah, and that backside triple at the end, he can add another flip. That's what we're talking about, that quad. Look for that in Big Air, look for that at the end of the
He's just 19, but there is a confidence to him. And you know, he made his X Games debut just last year. And I think there are some people, himself included, who are saying, you know, I feel like I could have been riding at X Games for the last 3 or 4 years.
For sure, for sure. And that's what you have to have as a rider. You have to know that I belong here, because it can be intimidating when you drive up to the parking lot at Buttermilk and you see how big these jumps are and you see who you're riding against. It can be intimidating. If you don't have that can-do attitude, you'll get pushed aside. Chris Corning does not want to get pushed aside.
Yeah, Corning has that edge to him, and you see it in his riding. An 89, so that puts him up into 3rd place. He's got to be feeling good with 1 more run to go here in eliminations. So run 1 officially in the books, and it's Sebastian Toutant leading the pace. More from elimination after this. A gorgeous day 2 here at X Games Aspen. We're midway through our men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. Sebastian Toutant setting the pace with the 92.66. The top 7 from our field of 16 will be moving on to the final. Right now, Mikey Cicerelli clinging to that spot with a 79, but all of the competitors still have one more attempt to go.
That Ståle Sandbæk sitting in 12th place, I mean, if he wouldn't have had that fall on his last jump, I think he probably could have been in the top 2, top 3 of this qualification.
Now, if you remember last year, some of our big names in this elimination round were on the outside looking in, and it made things very interesting for that second attempt. Not necessarily the case today, as you said, Ståle Sandbæk, perhaps Tyler Nicholson, Mons Roysland. There are some heavy hitters that we expect to be in that top 7. Fridge dropping in for run number 2.
Was he listening to a little Tom Petty up top?
That was some heartbreakers.
Oh,
whoa.
Wow. Okay, so he hangs on to it. He wanted to come off that first rail early and tag that down flat down, but just barely made it. Front 1 switch, backside 3, left foot forward is his natural way of riding. Going cab 3 onto that down flat down, but not really getting it perfectly lined up. Coming off a little bit early, cab 900. And this backpack on is by choice, if you're just joining us here. Ooh. Frontside 1080 tail grab going down. Obviously visibly upset because we...
Audibly as well.
Audibly and visibly, probably physically. We made this point a number of times in run 1. So sue me. Okay, 2 runs is so gnarly because when you're standing up at the top, you know you don't have to win this thing. You don't have to get first, second, third. You just have to get in the top 7. So you know all these guys have a run to do that. It's all up to you. You're the only one who can make or break this. And knowing you can't make any bobbles with 1 chance, I mean, that is the most amount of pressure, pardon me.
18, so unfortunately for Fridge, he will not be moving on. But again, he was an alternate. And the first guy to drop in, you know, it's never easy.
It's never easy.
Set the bottom. But he will be in our Knuckle Huck event.
We will get to see Fridge again, which I love. I wonder what track selection he will take there for Knuckle Huck.
I do love his musical choices, though, for sure. Rope Tonturi, he's sitting in 8th, just outside of the top 7. He would need at least a 79 plus to bump out Mikey Cicerelli.
I don't think he can really do much better on the jumps. What he can do, however, is pick up the rail technicality, but not really doing that here. Sticking to 50, 50, 360s out, so he's really going to have to make up some ground here on the first of 3 jumps. Frontside 1080. Not perfect, but still up and riding. Backside. And then this cap 14, watch here. Oh no, going cap 12, so just not enough speed there. Obviously, Rope Tonturi. We will not see him in the finals, unfortunately.
Tough break, for Rope once more. As you said, this was going to potentially be the difference maker for him when it came to his score.
He just needed some more up top. I mean, a 1440. Backside 16 on the, I mean, like, those are massive, massive tricks, but if you don't couple that with some technical rail riding, the judges just aren't going to give it to you.
No, 38.66, so he'll hold on to his first run score, but will not move on. I think I can still hear Fridge's backpack.
Fridge is near our audio guy. We always know where Fridge is.
Nick Baden, sitting in 11th place, trying to replace that 43.33. Can he do it right now?
I love his first rail. That front nose blunt here on the closeout. Boom. So solid. He rides with authority.
Yeah,
you can
there's
just
some power to his style.
Stomp. There it was, that tail tap back lip that he fell on. And it looks so easy for him, but he's actually doing some of the hardest tricks we've seen. Whoa. Huge front 3 gap. Oh no, Nick Baden. The only rider we've seen taking advantage of those quarter pipes, and you don't even have to do, when you're the only one in the field using those features, you don't have to do the craziest trick.
Right.
You get rewarded for having a unique line, and Nick Baden, one of the most unique lines, not only on the rails, but also on the jumps, just unable to put it down. Oh, going frontside 9 on that quarter pipe feature, just lacking a little English.
So not the performance Nick Baden was looking for. He is officially eliminated. We turn our attention now to Mikey Cicerelli. He's sitting on that bubble spot, needs to give himself a little more breathing room. How can he replace that 79 from run 1?
Big Mike. This is the place you want to be, and there's nothing worse than sitting at the bottom being on the bubble. There's nothing better than being in the qualifications when you still have your second run to do, because the power is in your hands. Mikey Cicerelli, cab 2, pull it back. There's that nose press back 3. No tap there. That would have been in his video part. Frontside 10. Double dipping it. Backside 12, come on, Mike, you gotta hang on here, buddy.
2 for 2, final jump.
I don't think he has enough speed, and he definitely doesn't. Cab 540, he wanted to go cab 12 on that last jump, 3.5 rotations, but just didn't have the speed because he lost it on the landing on the second 12, jump,
So, methinks Mikey Cicerelli will have to play the waiting game for the rest of this elimination as he sits in that bubble spot.
Frontside 10, truck driver for a minute, and let's go that backhand. Here's that cab 12. Look, he just knows he doesn't have enough speed to generate the rotation needed. 3.5 full times around for a 1260, but Mikey Cicerelli only going 1.5, cab 5.
So he'll hold on to his first run score and wait. Mons Roisland sitting in 9th place. He's coming up next. We're having fun out here. More from Aspen after this.
Welcome back to another beautiful sunny day here from Aspen, Colorado. There's a great look at the Jeep Slopestyle course where we are contesting the men's Slopestyle Elimination. 16 riders getting cut down to 7. Currently on the bubble with a score of 79, Canadian Mikey Cicerelli with a whole plethora of big names yet to drop, like this young man right here.
Thanks.
Out of Norway, Mons Roisland. 7th X Games for this young man, the 21-year-old. Best result here in Aspen, slopestyle bronze. There's a good look at his parents making the trip from across the pond. And always a huge Norwegian contingent at the X Games. Now what you got to look for with Mons Roisland is that backside and that switch backside rotation. He is so good at generating pop off these kickers we have here today. And he's so good at generating pop off the up rail there, Brando.
There's a reason this guy has won a medal in this event before, bronze back in 2016, his rookie year.
And there's that switch backside 12. Front side 1440.
Oh my.
How? Okay, there's got to be, I'm going to write a scientific, this would be my master's thesis. If you're from Norway, you're really good at spinning flat frontside. And I'm going to do a full paper on it because...
I thought you were just going to say you're really good at snowboarding.
Yeah, that too. I could prove that too, but that frontside rotation, keeping it flat, I don't know how the Norwegians are so good at that. Ståle Sandbeck, Måns Roisland, I mean, Torstein Horgmo, who we've seen many, many times at the X Games, so talented, but Måns Roisland obviously has to toss away that second score.
A bummer, because early on in this contest, we thought he might be able to squeak in and improve upon that 67, but it's cutthroat out here today. Takaru Atsuka, we saw in his rail game, perhaps as impressive as anybody out here, but can he deliver and put together a full pull and get into this final score?
Watch this first rail. Watch how he doesn't slide the down. Goes straight flat. Boom! Okay. Okay. Cab one, or pardon, yeah. Front one, cab 3, and then that cab over 2. And when I say over 2, he takes the tail of the snowboard, goes all the way up over the down rail, and then spins 270. Takaru Atsuka went down on this jump, run 1, not run 2, folks.
He owned one, Craig.
If I'm going to use an analogy to describe Takaru Atsuka, I'm going to take that point back.
I was going to say, you better put it out there now, Fred. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that this young Japanese rider he's just a massive boulder rolling down a mountain because he has so much momentum.
Yeah.
He is on the top of every podium he's been.
Yeah.
Even around in the past year. I mean, this kid has all the tricks, and I am absolutely gutted, to be honest with you, that we will not see him in the slopestyle final.
Yeah, just 17 years old. He was an alternate last year, and now you're seeing his potential, unfortunately, will not be moving on.
He won't be moving on here at slopestyle, but he will be riding in men's big air later tonight. And selfishly, the fact that he didn't make the final here means that we're going to see something absolutely mental in big air.
Rene Renekangas, the young man making his slopestyle debut here at Aspen, was actually leading this thing outright for about half of run number 1. He's got to be feeling pretty good sitting in 4th place right now.
I mean, such a solid jump section. He's not got the 16 or something. He's not just got one big trick that's really going to solidify him. He makes up his score on every single feature. It's overall impression out here, and the judges love to see how he puts it all on the line every single time he hits rail or jump. Frontside 1260, grabbing melon, solid. Now watch for this cab 1260. I don't think he's going to switch up his run from... grabbing switch tail, not bringing that one around, so obviously going to stick to that first score that has him currently sitting in 4th, Brando.
Again, top 7 moving on, but there are some big names still to drop in for their second run. Rene feeling pretty good, I would say, in that 4th spot, but I would have given myself a little more breathing room if I could. But a strong first run score, 87.33. So he'll have to wait and see if that will hold up. We turn our attention now to the tallest competitor in our field, Sebe de Boek, 6'4" and full of muscle.
Was that a Men at Work reference?
That it was. He actually looks like the symbol for the band.
That was really good, Brandon.
Thanks. So Sebe de Boek dropping in for run number 2. He's sitting in 16th place.
Almost the entirety of this, actually the entirety of this rail run will be switch. Switch 50, switch back 3, cab 2. Now watch this gap switchback lip. I really, really love a good switchback lip, and Sebe's got it. Almost switchback tail on the back foot there.
Looks so effortless.
It does.
Aye.
So he went down on that first jump in run 1. Same in run 2. And he's got one of the best front flips in the game.
Dirt!
I loved his approach at the Big Air Elimination when he was like, maybe I'm not going to chuck super hard, but I'm still going to do a double backflip laid out, double front flip laid out.
I'm still going to send it. I mean, this is just majestic.
He's the Larry the Enticer of our field.
Well, that's we've seen with Sebi, he's still so young and fun to watch, and we see the potential of what's to come. Always has a smile on his face. We are midway through run number 2 here in elimination. Will Mikey Cicerelli make it? Find out after this. Just 7 will be moving on from our men's snowboard slopestyle elimination out here today. Mikey Cicerelli holding on to that 7th and final spot, but he has to wait. As you see up in the riders' tent, there are still some big names yet to drop in for their final attempt. Sebastian Toutant, though, Craig, still leading the way.
I mean, Big Air Elimination and Slopestyle Elimination have just been breezes for that young man. He is on fire at X Games 2019.
So as you see some of those names, Kyle Mack, Tyler Nicholson, Stale Sandbeck outside looking in, but they've still got one more attempt. Here's Yuki Kadono. He's sitting in 5th place with a very good opening run. We talked about it before. So much success in Big Air, harder to find on the slopestyle course for Yuki.
He just goes all in all the time. Like that, cab 450 on a big closeout rail, the first rail of this feature. And now, I like Yuki though, he's taking that speed approach, because when I was riding the slopestyle course, the rails, I mean, if you make a bobble on that second one, it's hard to really regain speed. So Yuki Kadono holding his speed throughout the entirety of that top section. Going frontside 10. So Yuki Kadono currently sitting in 5th place, trying to improve that score with a 16 as opposed to the 14 that we saw in run 1. Obviously not putting that down. That nollie back too, not really getting it. Slow motion is just nobody's friend out here today. It really exposes the rail slide, because when you're watching in real time, it looks like, oh, he came off the end, you know, he had it solid, but when you see it slow-mo, he didn't really come off the end, you know? Judges will take that.
One of the busier men out here. Of course, he's got the Big Air final later this evening. I've heard rumors of a potential quad cork.
1900. 1980. Good year.
Great year.
Great year.
So I've been told. Sven Thorgren, 24 years old. And I feel like we've been talking about so many names, and here's been Sven, and he goes, hey, hi, I'm healthy, and I'm lethal.
I mean, rail, jump, backside, frontside. Kid is lethal. That's a great way of describing Sven Thorgren.
I know.
That's why I did it.
No, but it's just a joy to watch. We watched him in Big Air Eliminations yesterday, just have no problem. He's sitting in second place with that ridiculous 90 from his first run. He's going to make some noise in this final.
Backside double rodeo that I thought he was going to die on, if I'm going to be frank with you. He came out of that so wildly. Sven Thorgren actually, though, does have one of the most capable double backside rodeos I've ever seen. I've seen him do it on a lot of crazy features. So when he's upside down on that second flip, you know he knows where he is. See, look at that's such a weird way of flipping, and then obviously having to save it there, but good air awareness. That's definitely not going to knock off his first score. And I don't think he really cares because he's got a 90. And I think it's pretty safe to say.
He's safe to say that he will be moving on a 62.33. But again, Sven didn't just come to qualify.
No.
That's podium potential, right?
Yep.
So here now, Kyle Mack.
Good luck.
Sitting on the bottom rung right now, 16th place, didn't have a full pool. Trying to get in that finals group.
50, transfer to back lift. Switch front blunt, same way out. And this tap 2 pullback. Yep. I like how he puts it right on that back foot, making it even harder for himself. It's that tap back 1. Switch back 9, switch tail grab.
Already a much stronger run than this first attempt.
Big frontside 1080, bit of a hand drag here. And a backside 1080. Okay, this is going to be very, very interesting. Full pull, yes. Is it enough to knock out Bubble Boy Cicerelli?
Mikey sitting in 7th with that 79. Take another look.
Cab 2 pullback, and he really puts it in between the bindings. That is so proper. You can't really do it much better than that. Frontside 1080 tail grab, just kind of landed very back seat and put his hands down. And here's a look at that third and final jump, backside 1080. I don't think it's going to be enough to knock off Cicerelli. Just the jump technicality didn't match Cicerelli's.
That is correct, sir. 52.33 moves him up into 11th, but he will not get into that final 7 group. Tough break for Kyle Mack. So now here, our current leader, Sebastian Toutant. He's feeling good, moving on to the finals group. Is this a cruiser, or is this a preview of what's to come tomorrow?
You never know with Seb. I think it is going to be a cruiser because in run 1, he front boarded through that down, flat down. Run 2, just going front blunt on the transfer rail, only taking the down option. But I mean, we highlighted him off the top of the show, and rightfully so. He has been on fire in 2019. I mean, did you see that clip of him in Philadelphia?
He was everywhere in Philly.
He was at every single sports game, and then he slid the longest rail that they had to just put there. I had a chance to do a Facebook Live with Seb Toots, and they imported all that snow. They only had 6 hours to film that whole piece, and the fact that he got to the end of the rail was just astonishing.
It's good to see Sebastian Toutant riding like the Sebastian Toutant that we've known, because we haven't necessarily seen it the last couple of years. Obviously, it started last year with the Olympic gold medal. And now we see him in the contest leading up to X Games, finding success. Yesterday in the Big Air Eliminations, Seb Toutant is looking for gold, potentially a double gold, potentially a triple gold as an alternate in our knuckle huck as well.
That'd be quite the weekend, hey? 3 gold medals for a snowboarder. That's never been done before.
Mikey Cicerelli waits on. Will he move on to that final group? More after this here in Aspen. Just 4 riders left to drop in for their final attempts here at the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's the men's snowboard slopestyle elimination. Sebastian Toutant leading the way, and Mikey Cicerelli has been sitting in that 7th and final elimination spot for seemingly the entire contest. And his wait continues because here's a guy who could potentially bump him, Tyler Nicholson.
Tyler Nicholson had a great showing for almost the entirety of his run in run number 1, but that last jump didn't get the correct line from the second landing, so he couldn't really put it down solidly. Almost looks like he tapped the front of the rail, but hangs on there. 50-50 back one, cab 2 4/5 Kamish coming off that up rail. Switchboard slide 450 out. So backside 1260. Now watch where he lands on this cab 1080. Taking a much straighter line off the takeoff. He's landing outside. Oh my goodness. And Mikey Cicerelli
lives to see at least another day. Not the landing he was looking for. And now there's one last guy who's dropping in right after Ty Nicholson that could potentially bump out Mikey. But take another look. Everything up until that second jump was what Ty Nicholson was looking for.
And it was very tough because on the cab 1080, it makes you drift. Here's a great look at it. Cab 1080, switch nose. Or pardon me, was that cab 1440? I lost it a little bit there. Yeah, I think it was cab 1440. Anyways, cab rotation, putting him so far over on the landing, and it's so hard because those jumps are very, very close together. Right. So if you land anywhere outside the middle, you're really fighting back to get on the next takeoff.
So Mikey smiles, but he knows there's one guy left with 3 riders to drop who could bump him out. Ståle Sandbäck. He's sitting in 15th place. Everything until he went undone on that jump section was looking like a finals run, Craig.
I am still confused. We are still confused, and I bet the folks at home are still confused. What was the trick selection on that third and final jump? Because he looked so solid on the takeoff, and then it looked like he was going triple and then just completely surprised himself.
It all comes down to this. Can Ståle get into the finals on this last attempt?
Everything needs to be the same. Only change that last jump because his run was so solid. So solid thus far. Backside 1260. Cab 1260. Okay, here's where he went down. Much flatter take. Oh! Oh my goodness!
You thought he had it. He looked so in control in the air, Craig, and cannot ride it out. Shocking development. Mikey Cicerelli, who was waiting the entire contest through middle of run 1, sitting in that 7th spot, and somehow, some way, he'll be moving on.
That last jump was just detrimental to our 2 final riders who could have cracked that top 7.
Lest we forget, Ståle Sandbäck dropped out of Big Air to focus on this event, and now he's not even moving on to finals.
That is so tough because he was looking so solid throughout the entirety of his run. That was just so shocking. Now Judd Hankis already in that top 7. We will see him in the final, and hopefully we see more of this.
How about 17-year-old Judd Hankis earning his first final spot here at X Games. And he, along with Chris Corning and Red Gerard, who's already pre-qualified, provides us with 3 Americans in the finals field. And if I'm not mistaken, there were 3 Americans, maybe 4, in this entire list in eliminations.
Switch backside 1080 on that second jump, taking Judd down, but I don't think he's too worried, knowing he's got a berth in the finals. switch backside 270 on that second rail. Guys really gapping to the end of that, trying to carry speed through that slow rail section.
Judd, of course, from the ski town of La Jolla, California.
You do much skiing there?
I don't get out there much anymore. So he'll hold on to that first run score, and he is moving on to the final. He'll be joined by this 19-year-old, Chris Corning, sitting in third with that 89. He didn't come here, Craig, just to earn a spot in finals. He didn't come to get a podium spot. Chris Corning will not be content unless there's a gold medal around his neck.
Now, it's really interesting to see the way that guys who have already walked their spot in finals approach that second run. You know, like, do you practice? Do you work on something new? Do you just do the run you already have? It's going to be interesting to see, because Chris Corning there just kind of getting through the rails. And you're going to be taking this one as a fun one.
Corning will look to try and be the first American to win slopestyle gold here at X Games since Shaun White did it in 2009. That was over 10 years ago, Craig.
Well, with 4 in the finals, the odds are better than ever, really, Brenda.
The last American to even earn a medal in slopestyle was Sage Kotzenberg in 2012.
Speaking of Sage, we're going to be seeing him in the Knuckle Huck event.
Excited for that.
He has been everywhere this weekend, hasn't he?
He really
ridden
is.
Every single practice.
A 21, so he'll hold on to that run 1 score, and elimination now complete. Sebastian Toutant leading the way. He is our top-ranked qualifier, but it was Mikey Cicerelli holding on throughout that entire contest, and he moves forward. As we take a look now at our final results, those top 7 will be moving on to tomorrow's final.
And that highlighted name at the bottom in 7th, Mikey Cicerelli. What an eternity he had to wait. Nicholson, Sandbeck all had the opportunity to knock him out, but they were all taken down by that last jump. Speaking of Mikey Cicerelli, our very own DC's with him now. DC?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hanging out down here with Bubble Boy, Mikey Cicerelli, on your first run, the 79. And then 9 of the best snowboarders in the world could have bumped you off that bubble spot. What was going through your head through one of the longest bubble runs we've ever seen out here?
Yeah, that was crazy. Honestly, after my second run, when I didn't up it, I was like, oh, that's how it goes. And then it kept going and going. I was like, this is wild.
Well, wild indeed, but congratulations. We're going to see you in finals. What's going through your head? What are your plans to get ready for finals?
I'll get some more spinning going, I think. Yeah, more spins.
All right, well, there you have it. Mikey Cicerelli sneaking through on the bubble. Congratulations, Mikey.
Thank you. What a story that is for Mikey Cicerelli getting in, and our final list is complete. Taking a look at that group of names, Craig.
That is a terrifying final. Any single one of those athletes could get that gold medal. A lot of favorites, a lot of rookies. I mean, it's everything we ever asked for in a final.
Yeah, and a lot of these names will also be competing tonight in Big Air. What a day out here at X Games Aspen for the men's snowboard eliminations. It was Sebastian Toutant setting the pace and Mikey Cicerelli holding on for that final spot.
That never happens. You always get knocked out, but Mikey Cicerelli hung on for Canada. Congratulations to him.
For DC and Craig McMorris, I'm Brandon Graham. Thanks for watching. More action from X Games all day long here at Buttermilk.